How you doing? How long have you been waiting? Yes, we're doing another alien radio signal hunt tonight. The weather is poor, but the background noise there is a little bit louder tonight. Interesting. Should we get ourselves alive everywhere else as well? Let me just click on all of these. Nope. No, that's typical. It's not working. Okay, let's get ourselves rolling. I'll swear. So, let's move the box over there. We're doing another live alien radio signal hunt today, searching on the hydrogen line. That is the frequency or the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we are most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there message. And we've heard it a few times before, most notably though the infamous wow signal that was detected right where that yellow line is at the top of the screen back in the 1970s. There. It's one of the most favourite candidates as a potential alien radio signal ever detected. Where is my thing? Is not working. Hold on. Let me get that one ready. Ridley's in, and Mr. Money, you're in early tonight. How you doing, guys? So yeah, we're doing another alien radio signal search. Now the background noise seems to be a little bit spicier today, a little bit more active. So maybe that is going to be a sign there. And Ridley, hello, Ghost Rider, how are you doing tonight? So yeah, it's starting off a little bit different tonight. Maybe it won't be as quiet. How's everybody's weekends gone? And it's very kind of you to say out louder. Glad to hear it there, Ghost Rider, and Mr. Money as well. Thank you for the likes. It is the likes and the shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves. Together we can get more eyes and minds on the phenomena and piece this puzzle together there. And Ghost Rider is good. Like to hear it there. Nemo, good to see you. Your head hurts, Mr. Money. Oh no, I got a headache. How? And Ghost Rider as well. Thank you for the roses. Very, very kind. It all goes back into the stream. So yeah, we're going to be searching once again on the hydrogen line, the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we are most unlikely to hear the hello. Is anybody else out there? Message. So as the Earth rotates, our dish will sweep across the sky, passing over stars and planets. Now hopefully one of those is going to be inhabited and sending us a signal, but we have to be over the right planets at the right times, obviously, so it's a bit of a lottery, and any signals we do get will only be on screen for between 30 and 90 seconds. That is how long it will take for the Earth's rotation to pass over those target stars at these distances, so we have to keep waiting, looking for those spikes. But the background noise is already a little bit more exciting tonight. Nemo as well, thank you for the heart, very, very kind. Ridley, anything new on Free Eye? There's more of the general anomalous sort of stuff here. Like, this is weird, that's interesting, let's pay more attention to this. We haven't had, as far as I can tell, anything conclusive yet, anything that goes, okay, right, definitely now we are dealing with something alien, or the other way, definitely 100% a comet. You know, there's still a lot of questions, but I think some of the agencies are releasing some of the information now. So that quietness there, which was a little bit suspect for a while, seems to be starting to get answered. And self-inflicted, Mr. Money, I can feel you there. I've been there a few times. Hopefully it'll get a bit better there. All I know is it's not a UFO. I mean, that's I think where I land. That's probably the safest place to be, because it's an interstellar object there. We don't know what it's made up of. It can still be organic and very natural, but also very strange compared to what we do see. So there's quite a big range of question mark, isn't there, around that one. So it'd be interesting, won't it, when some more of that data comes out. But some astronomers have been pointing their radio telescopes at it and have just been listening to the signals coming from it, because everything in nature emits radio waves, basically. Not everything, but a lot of stuff. Nature is very noisy in radio, and that's what we're seeing here, the background noise. It's just nature doing its thing there. So they have been listening to it, and if they've been listening to it and detecting the organic, the natural signals there, it does mean if there was an intelligent signal coming from it, then multiple people would have heard it there. So I think, yeah, it starts to tick off some boxes for us there, whittling down there. It's just a rock. It could well be rock, ice, other raw materials, or it could be mostly that, and it could have something piggybacking along for the ride. We never know. And Private Tomcat's in. How are you doing tonight? Sadly, it's Sunday, isn't it? And we're going to be all back to work in a few hours. But hey, we can pass the time together listening out for those signals. And as we can see, now that there are things in the way there, when that drops, you'll see the yellow lines there again. And you can see the actual background noise is a little bit different tonight. So it's been, last few nights, quite consistent. A little bit of undulation there, but in the blue, very, very low. Tonight, we're seeing some spikes. We're seeing some peaks coming through. Now, again, that's not a clear signal from ET necessarily there, but there's something going on in amongst all of the background. Something a little bit different to the past nights there, because they are peaking, they're going orange, they're a little bit louder there, and you can start to see the difference, can't you, actually, between the top display where the live signals are coming in, and then the same data that again is viewed differently here. It's displayed on averages, so you can start to see some of those patterns there. Sunday, the least favourite day. It's like it's like every year, you know, obviously the season's coming, it gets darker earlier. That seems to surprise me. Every Sunday, I go, oh God, work the next day, and I get surprised that I'm miserable on a Sunday. Never learning the lessons there. So yeah, we're doing another search, but the background noise is already interesting. It's already doing something a little bit different there, because we had a nice quiet period. I say nice quiet period, a boring quiet period. We wasn't seeing anything on our skywatches. We wasn't seeing anything on our on our SETI streams either, were we? So hopefully this is a sign that things and activity is going to pick up slightly. So guys, if you are joining us for the first time, we are doing a live alien radio signal hunt. We've got a very large antennae that is out in my garden, and as the Earth rotates, it will sweep across the sky, and we'll be passing over many stars, and hopefully some of those will have a planet or two that will be hosting intelligent life and sending us a signal, and if so, we'll see it nice and large on the screen. That is what we're looking out for. And Leanne as well coming in with the likes. Thank you for those. The likes and shares helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves. And what do you do for work? So I run a podcast network for a lot of YouTube gamers. That's what I do. So it's mainly spreadsheets. It's not as exciting as it sounds. There. The pilot voice. I'm not skilled enough or patient enough, I think, to be a pilot there. Ayup is in the house. Ayup, look, the background's a little bit different tonight. It's a little bit spicy. Anything going on up there in the heavens, Ayup, that you've noticed that may be a correlation to why that might be? Turning it on today, and we're getting more activity. Very interesting. So yeah, we're searching on a frequency range here called the hydrogen line. Or the particular frequency of interest is called the hydrogen line. That's the yellow line at the top of the screen, and it's where scientists theorize we're most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there message. And we've heard messages where we would expect to hear them, and looking like and sounding like what we would expect from an intelligent technological signal there. There's been a number of interesting ones over the years. The obvious one is the WOW signal there. That was probably the main eureka one, but there have been other interesting ones that have repeated. Ones that have even come from very close by stars, and the particular one I'm thinking of there, the star that it came from, only 9 light years away, so an interstellar neighbour. But what's really interesting is that in orbit of that star, we know of planets in its orbit there that are within the habitable zone there, so that's a bit where it's not too hot and not too cold for life to start, which is very, very interesting indeed there. And Morgana, how are you doing tonight? Thank you for the heart, it's very kind. Seem pretty calm. I'll let you fly me. It's an act, Mr. Money. Ask anybody that knows me. Definitely not. And good evening, Morgana. Yeah, how was your weekend going there? Hey up, it's been a while since it's been like this. It has, and I'm trying to think what's caused this. You know, what can we, even if it's a rough guess, why is it suddenly spicing up? I can't understand why there. And everybody thank Morgana for the treasure box when you guys claim that one as well. And thank you as well for the gifts, Morgana. That's very, very kind. It all goes back into the stream. Outlander, hello. Seeing you over there on YouTube. I saw you were in earlier. There's some messages from you there earlier just before we started the stream. How are you doing tonight? Thank you for your kind words there. And Leanne as well coming in with the gifts. It all goes back into the stream, so thank you for that. And feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Thank you for feeding him there. Oh, he's a bit quiet. There. Where are we? Let me scroll up here. Let me down there. And we're back to illness. Oh no. Oh, it is the season for all of this stuff, isn't it? Oh, one after another there. Oh, I'm wishing you, Alan wishes you a speedy recovery for that. And more gifts there, Leanne. Thank you for those. It all goes back into the stream, helping us improve what we do. And Lamorgs is in as well. Thank you for the likes. It is the likes, the shares, those hashtags as well that help us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And if you are joining us for the first time, we're doing a live alien radio signal hunt. We have a very large antennae that is pointing up there out into space. And as the Earth rotates, it will sweep across the night sky, hopefully passing over a star that has an inhabited planet that will be sending us a signal. Now, these signals are very, very rare, but they have been heard before, and they've been heard where we are listening. This yellow line at the top of the screen there, because that is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we're most likely to hear the "hello, are you out there" message from another alien civilization. The other signals, again, are very, very interesting. What we would expect to see from an intelligent radio signal. So we'd love to catch something like that again tonight by ourselves. And yeah, there's been a handful of good ones over the years, but they are still quite rare. And if we do get one, it'll only be on screen for between 30 and 90 seconds. That's how long the Earth rotates, and it will sweep over and off the target there. And Just Eat Chips, how are you doing? Been a while there. Have you seen the new show on Apple Plurus? I haven't, no. And I saw that the first episode was out. Is it like today or something? And I noticed actually in one of the images there was the dishes were in the images there. So that made me think, is there a connection there? Because I had no idea what it was about. Is it any good to Just Eat Chips? And is it in line with the sort of things we would like there? Leanne coming in with the shares. And WTF, how are you doing? Welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. If you're not following us already, guys, definitely do, because we do something like this every night. So it's either the live alien radio signal hunt, or like last night when the moon was up full, we get the camera out, we see all the moon, all the craters, all the details, and talk about how weird the moon is there. Or because we are based in Wiltshire, which is right in the heart of Crop Circle country, and we're just down the road from Stonehenge, we do a UFO, UAP, a skywatch. Again, if the nights are clear, they see all the weird and wonderful things moving around in the night sky. And again, if you're following us, hopefully you'll get that notification when we go live. And more Starlink went up early morning, and Blue Origin's launching a Mars probe in about 15 minutes. Oh, I heard about the Blue Origin one. Interesting. That's very interesting for them, isn't it? I didn't know they were at the right level yet. I thought they were still testing. But good on them there. Again, the more people looking up to space, the better. There, Morg as well. Thank you for those extra gifts. Led as well. That's very kind of you guys. And it all goes back into the stream, help us improve what we do. But also, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
This is dinner time for Alan. Where are we in the thing there? Mr. Money, no, I've done that one. Just Eat Chips. I've watched the first 2 episodes and absolutely hooked. I haven't got time for another series, but I think I'm going to have to, because obviously, as everybody says, and rightly so, Breaking Bad was just the best TV show of all damn time. So anything by that gentleman, I'm very keen to watch there as well. And Tickers, how is Alan? Well, Sparkle just fed Alan, so you can see.
Thank you for the alien pets, guys.
Thank you, Sparkle, for that, feeding Alan. It's a bit cruel that he eats the alien pets, isn't it? But hey, who am I to judge alien culture there? And now, Jupiter's moon and Pollux in alignment this evening. So again, we're looking for these correlations. Is there something going on up there that can account for the strange signals that we're seeing? Now, the benefit that with having all this bad weather is we're doing more of these SETI streams there, which means we're getting an idea and a feel for the baseline of our solar system, the radio frequencies of our galaxy, what is going on up there. And what we've noticed is we're getting these peaks and troughs of times when that background noise there, this blue line that's jumping at the minute with yellow, that it gets very different at times. And again, might not be aliens, nature is very noisy in radio, but there's definitely differences that we are noticing. So today, we're seeing these orange peaks on some of the frequency bands there, and we're trying to think, is there anything going on locally that we haven't considered there? Something that could be causing them. There'll be a reason for it all, isn't there? Is Alan enjoying his alien crisps? Yeah, he's already had those. At first he was a bit hesitant as he thought, it's a bit of cannibalism there. So Ticker's bought Alan a packet of Space Raiders earlier there. Alan was a bit sceptical, didn't want to eat his own face for a while, but he did approve of the flavour there. And Tickers, you got your stickers. I'm glad. You got to tell us what you've put these stickers on. So what he's referring to is obviously we have our stickers in our stream chat, and we're actually doing physical versions, so they're on our TikTok shop at the minute there. There's only a limited number. We did miss a little bit of a laugh there, but you can actually have those stickers as physical ones as well. Spark as well, thank you for the likes there. And Abin feeding Alan too.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for that one. Where are we there? The stickers are great. I'm glad they worked out well. Loving the feed him stickers, Morgan, and they're the ones that you can get them in real life as well. And do you ever pick anything up from satellites passing over? That's a really, really good question. So not with this frequency range. So we've not had clear signals come in yet on this range here, but we do get, as a lot of this background noise. The benefit, if you want to think of it this way, of this range here is that nothing is actually meant to be transmitting on and around this frequency. It's reserved for radio astronomy there, so it's designed to be as quiet as possible so we can just listen and learn about the universe. So that does mean that we don't have to then filter out things like satellites. If we do get a clear signal, we don't have to filter out satellites or man-made equipment and things like that. But on the downside, it does mean that it's less active. But again, anything that does come through then is much, much more interesting. There, the Space Raiders stickers. On the stickers on your laptop and your phone. Now, that is commitment there, Leanne, as well. Thank you for the gifts. Over on the YouTube side, all good. And thanks. Thank you for the excellent. That's very kind of you there. I do appreciate that. And I appreciate having you guys in as well. And I'm glad you're well there. Marcus is in as well. Evening. How are you doing? Over on the YouTubes as well there. And guys, if you do want to join us over there, it's at the Thing UFO, Twitch 2. And we have the horizontal view, you actually get to see more of what is going on screen. So when we're doing the live UFO or the moon watches there, again, you get a nice bigger screen, more of the night sky, and less of my face there as well. But you also get to see, and more for this one, more analysis. So behind me, you can't see it on TikTok, it's a live star map there with our dish, and it shows us what local stars are in range of our dish there. And over here, we're doing waveform analysis of the actual signal coming in on that very frequency band there, comparing it to those past signals. And over here, we've got information on the stars that are in range. Currently, it's Fomalhaut, a star 25.13 light years away from us, and we know that it has at least one planet in orbit around it there. Paul as well, thank you for the heart. That's very, very kind. And it all goes back in to the stream. Where am I in the chat as well? It's still interesting. It is Mr. Money. It is. There's always a temptation, isn't there, to kind of, when you go for a few days and you've not got the clear signals. But the whole point of these things is that it is rare. We have to put in the hours. And at any time, that could jump up. So it is a bit of a lottery. We don't know what their calendar's like, do we? We don't know if they go, right, we're going to do it monthly. What's a month for them? What's their orbital period? Maybe there's all sorts of social things going on there as well. I mean, we as humans only sent the signal once ourselves, our very powerful signal out into space, saying we are Earthlings, we are, carbon-based life form on the third planet from our sun. Whatever the Arecibo message was, we sent that out just the once as well. So are we going to get a repeat signal? We don't know their time frames. Let me scroll through there. Appreciating all the likes, guys. And evening, Paul. Good to see you in tonight. Respect, thank you, Spaceman. I do appreciate it as well. And I'm so glad that we found a little community of other curious people out there, all willing to share their knowledge, their experience, and also sometimes the skills as well. Some people know a little bit more about radio or about the technology and can help us improve what we're doing and understanding our galaxy, our place within it, and how it all works. So that's why we love meeting all of you there as well. And Nemo as well, thank you for feeding Alan.
Thank you for the alien pet skies.
Keeping him well fed. How is everyone doing tonight? So we're nearly done with the weekend and we're going to be straight back into the week. But we're going to be here, as always, normally around 8 p.m. for a couple of hours. And it's looking like miserable weather this week. So we'll keep an eye out. If it does clear, we will do a skywatch. But if not, we will be here doing this, listening to the stars, hoping to get the signal coming through there. And Paul as well.
Num num num, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan. Where are we? There. We could be the first intelligent life outside of Slough. We've not detected intelligent life outside of Slough. I like that one, Tickers. Well, I mean, we could be the first intelligent life on this planet. We could have a rare Earth. Now, I think the chances are that our Earth isn't special, it isn't rare. But when we were doing the moon stream last night, it does beg the question. Our moon is pretty much unique there, and it does so much for us to make our world habitable, maybe even help with life forming and starting in the first place there. So maybe our moon is unique, and therefore we are unique as life, and we might be the first. Or maybe we're just very, very common because we haven't really got the technology to look and understand. So when we're talking about, say, Fomalhaut, the star that is in range of our dish now, and we know that it's got one exoplanet. Now, the way that we do that is by looking at a star, very sensitive telescopes there, and then as the as the object, the other planets, orbits in front of that star, the light from the star, the total light, dims ever so slightly, and our sensitive telescopes can detect that, and they can go, well, it's dimmed by this amount, therefore there must be a mass and a planet of X size orbiting it there. But we can only do that with certain stars. We can only do it when obviously that orbit's in the right position between us and them, that it will block it for us, because otherwise there are orbits that will just, from our point of view, will never cross in front of the star, and we won't know they're there. So we are quite limited to know there about what other solar systems look like. We're getting some of that information, it's very exciting, but we don't have a full picture. So maybe it is common, like the setup that we have here. Maybe we're not special, maybe life could be everywhere there. And Marcus, hello, over on the TikTok as well, thank you for the gift, and Rachel too is very kind, and it all goes back into the stream. Where are we there? Let me scroll down there. It is such a friendly group there, Tickers, you're right. We are very lucky with our little online community here, all willing to share your knowledge and, most importantly, your experiences with the phenomena, so we can all paint the picture, can't we, of what this looks like, what might be going on together there. So we do appreciate all of you guys. And if you're joining us for the first time, we're doing a live alien radio signal hunt here. We've got a very large antenna and some various other equipment there, and as the Earth rotates, it will sweep across the sky, hopefully passing over a star that has a planet that's inhabited by life and is sending us a signal. If it does, we will get a nice spike where that yellow line is at the top of the screen there. Then it'll be analysed in this section directly above us. These signals are very, very rare, but there have been a good handful of candidate signals detected previously, and the frequency of these detections seems to be building up. Now, is that because our technology is getting better and more sensitive, we're able to hear it, or is the universe coming alive with activity there? And Neil as well, hello, thank you for the heart, and Mark as well, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
How are you doing tonight, Marcus? And was it your twin's birthday today, or was it yesterday? I hope they had a happy birthday there as well. And Gay as well, welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight? Good to have you in. If you're new here, do say hello. Tell us where you're joining us from. And have you ever seen anything strange in the sky? Have you had any experiences with the phenomenon yourself? Would love to hear about that. So we're passing the time waiting for the action to kick off on a screen there. So yeah, any signals will come in. That live view at the top. Actually, let me start again. This here is the live view. That is the signals coming in from the dish. They're being processed by various amplifiers and filters, and then we're seeing that live. So this is like your old-fashioned radio dial at the top there. So right boom in the middle is the one we are interested in, but we're actually seeing all of the signals coming in from across quite a wide range there. Now that yellow line is the area that is of interest for us. That is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we're most likely to hear the message. Is anybody else out there? So that's what's happening there. Then this middle section here, this is the analysis section there. So it's taking that signal at the top and it is now processing it, as well, exactly what it's doing at the minute there. It's listening into the background noise, that red box, and it hasn't found anything. But what it is, it's listening to the background noise saying, is there a faint signal hiding in amongst any clues that we may be able to tell if there is a really weak signal that is coming through? Because these distances are so vast. By the time a signal may travel to us from these vast distances, it might be so faint and we're getting lost in the background. That's what it's doing there. But essentially what we're seeing now is it's taking the same signals, it's displaying them over averages rather than sort of the dynamic peaks, and that way it allows us to see the differences out there. We can see the data in a different way and notice more trends over time, and hence we can see this undulation that you can't really see at the top, so it's quite interesting. And then directly behind me, guys, you can't see it on TikTok here because you've got the vertical view, but over on YouTube or Twitch you get a horizontal screen, you get all more. What's behind us here is the live sky map there, so we can actually see what stars are in range, what ones are coming in range of our dish, where our dish is pointing. And at the minute a star called Fomalhaut is in a range, and Difter will be in range very soon as well there. As the Earth rotates, the stars will move across the sky. And over middle left there we have the actual signal analysis, the waveform analysis. They're comparing that to past signals like the WOW signal, and again that star information is in the middle right. So that's what we're doing, and that's how it is roughly working as we're listening out for those signals. Let me get back to the chat as well, that I've missed a few. Where are we there? Kate is in and Raf's in. How are you doing, Raf? Hope you are well. Good to see you there. And Marcus as well. Oh, it was yesterday they had a great day. I'm glad they did. Sorry I missed it yesterday. World of my own this weekend. This last couple of weeks, actually. But I'm glad they had a good time there. Were you exhausted from it? Let me scroll down. Mr. Money, I used to work with wireless radio, and this is very similar to the spectrum analysis tools you get. You're very right there. Yeah, it is very close to, well, basically it's spectrum analysis. You're spot on there. We're basically just looking at the spectrum, seeing what is coming in across those frequencies there. That's basically it there, Mr. Money. And Paul as well, good evening, good to see you in there. Absolutely knackered. Or twins on the same day, that is a lot there. Alan's a twin actually as well. And Spaceman, how you doing? Any opinion on 3i Atlas? Oh, a good one. Honestly, my opinions are taken with a pinch of sauce. A pinch of salt. There, I am kind of lost. There's been so much good information. I think people have been raising some very interesting questions, and there's been some very interesting data. I'm lost. I feel like it's all above my pay grade now. My gut is telling me that it's kind of in this awkward middle patch of it's definitely anomalous, but is it alien anomalous, or is it fancy interstellar anomalous there? Because that's quite a range of possibility, isn't it? So whatever it turns out to be, I'm not going to be surprised either way. I don't think it's definitely either way though as well there. And Raf as well, thank you for feeding Alan.
Thank you for the alien pets, guys.
And where are we? Down. Phantom as well, coming in with the likes. Do appreciate all those likes and those shares, guys, because it is the likes and shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people like yourselves, so we can get more eyes and minds on the phenomena. There, did Alan eat his twin? Yeah, he did. Only last week. That's the joke of it. Last week he got him there. Same Spaceman, I feel it there. I do. Raf coming in with the likes. And Lee got you on TikTok and on YouTube for the bigger screen. Lee, that's commitment there. Everyone take a book there for Lee. Honestly, it's a different experience, isn't it, seeing it on the big screen there. So it's not so important. You get to see the extra analysis that's going on there, but when we're doing the skywatches, or when we had the moon up yesterday, YouTube or Twitch, seeing the like that is really, really cool. We are at the thing UFO on all platforms there, so you can give us a follow, but it's also good as a backup because TikTok is always throwing its toys out of the pram. We had a couple of weeks where we couldn't even get on TikTok for a while, so you'll be able to join us there. Rachel coming in with the likes, and Morgana with the hashtags. Do appreciate those guys. Marcus with the shares, and Melissa, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And Peter as well with the heart, much appreciated there. It all goes back into the stream, same as the Patreons there, the subs and all that as well. And speaking of Patreon, we did a deep dive, didn't we, on Friday? We're looking at the Einstein-Oppenheimer treaty there, sort of how to handle the phenomena, potential invasions and things like that, and if that's a real document from the 40s like it's claiming to be. That's a very, very interesting one. You guys can watch that back or join us on the 21st for our next one, where we're going to be looking at the ultra-terrestrial paper there, and if you use that link in our TikTok bio there, it gives you a month for free, so you can join us for free. Rachel coming with the rose as well, thank you. Let me scroll up to the chat to see where I am. Mr. A. Jones, how you doing? Is this the SETI thing? This is SETI, yeah, this is it basically. So we're doing it ourselves. We're using our own kit and equipment here, so we have more control. But yeah, basically SETI. We are searching for extraterrestrial intelligence, specifically, hopefully, through radio. That's what we're trying to do, listening out for those signals there. Who else remembers the SETI at Home project there, which was a screensaver you could download in the early 2000s for your computer, and when you weren't using it, it would process telescope data for SETI at Home. Everybody misses it, and they might be bringing it back apparently as an app form. Now, the rumour is that actually in 2004, from that project, they did discover a very, very interesting signal indeed. And AAP just spotted a very interesting article that may explain tonight's action. Oh, it's on the Discord. Thank you, AAP. So, guys, do check out our Discord there, because AAP mainly puts in absolutely amazing things, new to articles around there. We've got a whole free iAtlas chat. The personal experience section is really, really good there. It is full of your first-hand accounts with the phenomena there, images of videos too. You can add yours, say hello. They'll just read through those awesome accounts that have been submitted. But you can you can join in on our monthly alien-themed movie club as well. We do that once a month. We voted. I think the vote is still open, but I think it's going to be Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It's going to be the last Friday of this month, watching along together there. And we said, what hashtag can I tell? Oh, anything spacey or aliens. I think that helps. Thank you. And Rafa, so quiet. Where's everyone? Have you just blocked them all, Raf? It's loads of people. But no, it is actually a little bit on the quieter side, isn't it? I have no idea. I have no idea why TikTok has put us in the naughty corner, but hey, it allows us to not be 100 messages behind on the chat, so it's not so bad. There. And Melissa Leeds, love it. Again, you're quite close, aren't you, to all the Yorkshire moors that way? What are your skies like? Have you ever seen anything strange there? Thank you for joining us there. And Lee was brilliant when doing the moon watch. Ah, yes. So that was last night, wasn't it? Sorry, I don't want to cough live on camera to you guys. Honestly, the moon is stunning. We see it every day, don't we? Every day, evenings if it's a clear sky, but to see it up close, see all those craters, the details, it is something else. We've got some posts. I clipped it today, so we'll have some posts going out on our main TikTok page there, so you guys can see that too. Actually, I've got some footage. There you go. That's what we look like when we do a moon stream there, so you get to see all the details, all the weird and wonderful things going on there. So do make sure you're following, so you can join us for the moon streams, for the live UFO, UAP, skywatches, and this as well. And NASA announced a temporary suspension of all Artemis transmission data due to lunar interference. Okay, that's interesting. So if they're having trouble there, lunar interference there, the moon, I wonder if that's going to explain all this orange that we're seeing here. Because the last few days, guys, this background noise here, this what should be a whole blue bar, is now suddenly alive. Last few days, lower, dead quiet now, but we're seeing something going on there. Now, it doesn't mean that that's going to be ET sending that message necessarily. It might be contributing to that, but it's yeah, there's something going on there. And everybody thank Morgana for the treasure box there. And Leanne, anything spacey is an awesome hashtag. Exactly, Leanne, you're right there. And Ab as well coming in with the hashtags. Lee, what do you do full-time job? I run a podcast network for YouTube gamers there, so mainly spreadsheets. It's not fun. I'm normally on the other side of production there. And Marcus as well, thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
Unfortunately, SETI was a very expensive failure, unless the results are hidden. This is the interesting thing, Johnny. So the SETI at Home project, apparently, it's just there to process data, wasn't it? Because computer time back then was really, really expensive, so they were trying to crowdsource that out there, and it did the job, it did search, but like a lot of these SETI projects, where's the evidence? Where's aliens coming in? Now, they definitely did detect a signal back in 2004, but they later, and like with a lot of these signals, they say they're probably interference. And so I wrote that off at the time with a lot of the SETI signals as okay, well it wasn't, it was, it was a satellite or something like that, thinking it was only like the WOW signal, the 70s really clear signal, that was the only one that was kind of left in question. But no, when you look at a lot of these signals, they're not conclusively interference, and in fact they present an equal argument for not being interference as much as they do for being interference. So there's definitely still some question marks on a handful of these signals, and there's one, I can't remember the name of the SETI one because it's such a long code, it didn't have a cool catchy name, but it was 2004, and I think it was repeating, and it had some interesting sort of there's some interesting maths to the way the signal kind of worked there. So again, it could be in a form of interference, but they couldn't specifically identify what. Now, there are definitely signals that come in. I think there's one for the Green Bank that's quite famous there. And they go, wow, this is really clear. This is exactly what we wanted to see. Big clear signal coming in. And then they realized it was somebody using the microwave in the building, and it was, kind of affected the signals coming in. That was, cause and effect there. But there's so many that are in this grey area of we think it's a satellite, but we couldn't replicate it, and no known satellites operate on this frequency. There's a lot of that kind of shenanigans going on, which I don't think is fair to write them off. So I think they had that one. Then there's, I don't know if this wasn't a SETI one, or was it? I don't know, but there was one of my new favourite ones, is the Ross 128 signal there. So that was a star pretty much in our stellar neighbourhood there, only 9 light years away, called Ross 128. It's a red dwarf star, about 9 billion years old. No, it's 9 billion years old, but it's 11 light years away, something like that. But we know of a planet in its habitable zone, and we have detected signals from it. And again, they went, it's probably a satellite, but they couldn't confirm it, they couldn't match it to anything. So the confidence in it's probably a satellite is very, very low there. But they don't like to claim anything because of the harassment, apparently, that the scientists guess from the general public there. And Gingerbread Man as well, thank you for the gifts. That's very kind of Raph. He runs around chasing carrier bags, running away from carrier bags there. And Morgana, are you on the radio? No, I'm not, but thank you. That's very kind. The Alan Partridge is the normal comparison I receive there. I take it as a compliment. And where are we? They're loving the... What's that one? Taking me to your leader, Mr. Money. That's actually a pretty good one. I like that there. And Gingerbread Man, how are you doing? Sorry, I'm 30 odd messages behind. Going off my little tangents there. We will get around to you guys. There. And Mr. A. Jones, I'm interested. What's the process? So the process really is for us is point dish at sky repeatedly. Listen, it's quite. We're still figuring out our process, but we've got a very large dish pointing up to the heavens. It's a fixed dish, so it's always pointing at the same sort of angles and things. And if we do it at the same sort of times, obviously the night sky changes for seasons, but we are getting a lot of repeated time over the same places at the minute there. So yeah, if so, we will see. If we see a signal, it should come through here on this yellow line. This is the hydrogen line here. This is the frequency of the channel on the radio dial. The scientists theorise we are most likely to hear the hello. Is anybody else out there message? And we have heard those past signals right there. So very interesting. If it goes there, it'll then get analysed in the middle section there. Partner as well coming in with the likes. It is the likes and those shares, guys, that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves. And a signal was heard in MA, was it? Ooh. I like that. Tell me a bit more, up for that one. And Morgana.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. And Black Panther, how are we doing tonight? Welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. And Mr. A. Jones as well, guys. Thank you for joining us. Do let us know where you're watching from. The Deep Space Listening Array picked up a signal in May. Oh, I've not heard of this one. Not on that recently. Up. That's brilliant. Excuse me. Let's go down there. My keyboard is misbehaving, or is it TikTok getting in the way there? Up. Signal seen in May 2005 in 8 sets of pulses. Is back and counting down now. That is a signal that I am very, very interested in. I didn't know about that one. So guys, look, there are more and more signals. Did it say what patch of the sky that they detected it coming from? Because maybe I'm going to go point our dish that way. And Cinderella as well. Welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight there? And Sparkle.
Thank you for the alien pets, guys.
Thank you. YouTubers, I will get over to you in a second, guys. Just clearing up my TikTok chat there. And how long have you been running the page? So we started, I think it was the end of June, like the last couple of days of June, but we started with the Skywatches. We only started doing this in August because obviously it's cloudy a lot here, so we can't do a Skywatch when it's cloudy. So we started doing this then. And it's slowly been coming together there, but it's definitely been a learning process as well. And the 2 articles in the Discord, I'm going to have to check those ones out there, up as well. And Desani.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. If we get up to 50% of our goal there, we'll do a little Ask Alan, so he takes over the stream and he can answer your questions from his little spaceship. Gingerbread, has it tweaked at all? Yes, so we are getting interesting background signals at the minute. We haven't had that clear spike. They are very rare. Not as rare as I thought, but they are quite rare. So yeah, we are getting interesting background signals. And today it's a little bit more interesting than it has been, but it isn't. We're not in that sort of zone of. The other day we had some really weird signals coming in, and where it's those background signals, it's very difficult to tell the organic apart from those natural signals there. So we kind of get left in the zone of this is interesting, but how can we take it to the next level? But again, these signals are quite rare, and when they do happen, they will only be on screen for between 30 and 90 seconds, so we have to keep putting the hours, paying attention. Then Lee, do you keep an eye on Betelgeuse in the constellation of Orion? So Lee, we will be, is the answer there. So it hasn't been around at the right times for us, but as the season comes on, I think Betelgeuse is it's definitely going to be a companion for us, for our Skywatches, because it's a nice big bright one. So yeah, when we're doing the Skywatches, we tend to have a companion star, but Orion was round a bit too far, so we had Vega. And yeah, as it gets a bit more into winter, Betelgeuse will definitely be on the agenda there, so probably for this as well. And Descent as well, thank you for the likes. And Raf.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. Signals coming from Proxima Centauri B, up. So that's very interesting because it wasn't the BLC-1 signal also from Proxima Centauri, and the rumor was this is one that they went, yeah, no, it's probably interference, guys, so don't worry about it. But if we're now getting somebody else detecting signals from Proxima Centauri, very, very interesting. And do you know what makes it even more interesting? That is our closest stellar neighbour. So not only are we now looking at Earth, well, obviously we have a whole diverse range of life here, but the clouds of Venus, the soils of Mars probably having microbial life there, 3 planets in a row probably having some form of life. If 2 stars next to each other have life, it's gonna be absolutely damn everywhere, isn't it? That is very exciting. That might make my day there. That is filling me with joy. Sadly, it's a different part of the horizon, isn't it? So I don't think we can point our dish there, sadly, there. And Nero as well, thank you for the hearts. That's very, very kind. And it will go straight back into stream. Mr. Money, wow. That's a tremendous amount of followers for such a short period. I think you're great. Thank you. That's very, very good. We were doing, really, August, and yeah, it was July and August. It was ridiculous. We got up to, I think, 130 is the average in the chat there. And, yeah, and we were peaking on 200 people at any one time in the chat. It was crazy. I felt like 2 months solid, then September just goes, bleh. Just nothing like that. But on the plus side, it is nicer. It's a little bit quieter. It means I can still keep up with everybody and answer everybody's comments and hear what everyone's got to say. That's my favourite bit, is interacting with you guys, hearing all of your questions and some of the knowledge as well, so I can learn a bit as well there. Exponentially. I hope so, Mr. Money. Alan hopes so. Having nightmares with connections. Oh, what's the other part of that one? Tickers, maybe cut that bit off as well. Yeah, I think that's correct. Oh, hey up, that is exciting. There, phrases in the house. Thank you for the gifts. That's very kind of you. And there isn't a stream like it, exactly. Well, I see that we can have the discussions as well, and it's very open here. You can have whatever opinions that you want about it. You can be skeptical. You can think that aliens don't exist. You can think they do exist, and maybe you're one of them. It doesn't matter here. The whole idea is that we're a melting pot of ideas. You can come in. You can share what you know, what you've experienced here, and we're not going to judge, and we're not going to try and correct anybody. It's all about just hearing the ideas, because you never know. Somebody might have that little component there that helps you understand the phenomena slightly differently yourself there. I mean, I said I'm not of the flat earth variety there, but I haven't looked into it, so I can't say I don't. I just, at the minute, I'm not on board there. But if that is your opinion, you're welcome. You're totally welcome here, and it'll be interesting to hear the arguments for it, because again, you never know until you hear people out. And how you doing, Frey? So good to see you in tonight. And let me scroll down. Oh, we're up to date with the chat there. There we go. Let me catch up. I've been promising you guys there. Oh no, you're just chatting with yourself on YouTube. I've not been missing you guys out there. So yeah, if you're joining us for the first time, we're doing a live alien radio signal hunt again tonight. So we're searching a frequency called the hydrogen line, and that is the channel on the radio dial that scientists theorize we are most likely to hear the hello. Is anybody else out there message? And we've heard something like that a number of times throughout the years. I mean, the WOW signal is one that a lot of people know, but there are many, many more, and I wasn't even up to date on them until this week. I made the effort, and there were a lot more interesting candidate signals there. One from a very close by neighbour that we know has a planet in the habitable zone. That's an interesting one. And we're just talking just now, there's been a few separate detections, and it looks like there's been one this year, which I wasn't aware of, coming from our closest stellar neighbour there, Proxima Centauri. Now, wouldn't that be absolutely amazing there? Norwegian Stick, hello. Thank you for feeding Alan. Phrase 2.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
How are you guys doing tonight? But yeah, there's been some interesting new signals out there. It is looking like it's not as rare as I once thought there. So you never know. At any point, we could pass over a star that has an inhabited planet that is sending us a signal. It'll be on screen for between 30 and 90 seconds. That's the amount of time that as the Earth rotates, that our dish will be over a target there. So we've got to keep an eye out. We've got to keep looking there. And if you're good, I'll press the button that triggers the alert signal there, so we can look and we can see what it looks like when we do get the signals there. Raf, funny when you talk about them. Yeah, I'm trying to be neutral. That's what I am. Tickers, no, where are we there? Flat earthers staring at billions of spherical stars. I mean, to me, that seems logical, but it's an open platform for everyone. I haven't heard the arguments there, Tickers. No, having a chat. Let me scroll back through there. Cosmic as well, thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight? If you are new here, we do something like this every night. So we're either doing a live alien radio signal hunt like this, or if it's a clear sky, like it was last night, we're doing a live moon watch there, looking for the weird and wonderful things happening on the moon, seeing all the craters, all of the details. Or, again, if there's no moon, it's a clear sky, we do a live UFO, UAP, a skywatch here. And We are based in Wiltshire in the United Kingdom, and that is the heart of Crop Circle country there, and we're just down the road from Stonehenge. So these skies have a long relationship with the phenomena. So yeah, do make sure you're following, and you can join us when we go live for those as we're searching for the evidence. But do say hello in the chat and let us know where you're joining us from. How do you feel about the phenomena? Are we all alone, or is life abundant out there, but maybe the distances are too far for them to be reaching us or even communicating with us there? Or are they already here? How do you all feel on that front there? Morgana, it's 21:36 here. I need to go to sleep. See you guys. Oh, Morgana, thank you so much for joining us. Oh yeah, you're an hour ahead, but thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you later on in the week. There. But Jupiter's moon Europa is also sending artificial radio signals too, with Jupiter close tonight. Oh, I didn't know that about Europa. Now, Europa, again, guys, is one of these planets that, again, they do think could host life there. Liquid water under the ice. So maybe, it's got all the ingredients for life. What do they call it? A tectonic movement there. The internals of the planet is still hot. So, yeah, there is the potential for life to develop there. I didn't know it's sending artificial radio signals, though. That is very interesting. But, space and nature is very noisy in radio. Like, very, very noisy. Always emitting things, other stars, other planets, all these things you can tune into there. And that is one of the things we have to consider when we are listening for these signals. We have to filter out the organic radio signals from the potential alien ones there. And Maya is in. Hello, Maya. Thank you for the gifts. How are you doing? How is your weekend going? Let me scroll down. Where are we there? Loving the stickers. I'm feeding Alan time there, Maya.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Thank you for feeding Alan there. How are you doing? How is your weekend there? And you're fresh from Southend, because you are actually, aren't you? You only just got back there. Where are we? Over here, there. And Outlander, have you ever tried looking for signals during daytime, or when signals have been found? Has there been a pattern in regards to time of day? That's a good question. I don't know, Outlander. I have no idea when they've been detected. Now, we do know that radio can get affected by night and day, that the ionosphere can bounce and reflect signals much, much more. In fact, AM radio stations have to turn their power down by half when it gets dark there, because the ionosphere will just reflect their signal halfway around the world, and it annoys everyone. So that could be something that does affect it. Maybe it sets us back a little bit at night. But we've done a few late afternoon, late evening ones in the summer. But no, we haven't, I don't think, actually done like proper daytime ones. The idea, though, is that I do want to put the radio receiving software on a separate computer, which we can have running all the time. And then the idea is I'm working on a bit of software. I'm a bit stuck at the second, but I'm working on some software that basically will mean that you can log in at any time and just kind of put in a few hours monitoring. And if you see anything, you can like flag that up to us. So it'll take a recording of that time period, so we can see any signals and see if there are any correlations there. That's the plan, but it's taking a little bit longer to do it there. Fascinating about the ionosphere. Yeah, and honestly, there's so many weird radio artifacts that are effects and things like that I don't know about at all. Like, get some of the ham radio people in; they'll know all about this stuff, because it's crazy what it can do. There's also another weird thing called long delayed echoes that they notice in radio. So what we're doing at the minute is we're listening out, hoping to get a signal received from very, very far away into our dish here. But there's these things called long delay echoes, which are basically your signal being reflected back to you, but with a very long delay, hence a long delay echo there. Now, the reason why that's weird is that, the ionosphere, as we mentioned there, that will reflect things back, and in fact, you can get the effect where your signal will bounce all the way around the world, and then you'll hear it back if it's powerful enough there. And we know that that's like, 0.9 of a second, something like that, because that's, the speed of light, that's how long it takes to go around the world. So it's an interesting artifact of radio, but it's not anomalous. But the long delay echoes are really weird, because 7 seconds, what's 3.5 seconds each, to there and back? What's 3.5 seconds away that's going to be reflecting our signal back? It's not the moon. What is it? What could it be? At that distance. And you can time the speed of light, what is 3.5 seconds away? What is going to be causing that reflection back to us? Well, funnily enough, what is that sort of distance away are things called Lagrange points, and they are where the gravity of large bodies cancels each other out. So obviously everything flying around in space everything's in motion. Might look still, but everything's moving, everything's spinning, everything's in an orbit there, except for these Lagrange points there, because the gravity just cancels it out. It's like a parking spot in space there. The James Webb Telescope is in one, and that means it's just going to sit there basically forever. It's not going to eventually orbit its way back down like our communication satellites. Depending on what orbit they're on, their time will be affected there, but when they run out of little boosters to kind of keep them up there, booster fuel, they will eventually just burn up in our atmosphere there. We had, didn't we, a Venetian probe and the Russian Venus probes re-enter after, was it 30, 40 years, just out on a really weird orbit. It kind of came back into Earth's orbit this year and burnt up somewhere there. So everything eventually will burn up to whatever it is orbiting, will come back in, except for these Lagrange points. Now, what's interesting about those is that if you're an alien species and you want to put a probe in a long-term orbit to monitor a planet that might have life developed there, or it's life already there, but maybe it's going to develop into intelligent life and you want to keep an eye on it, where would you put a probe for that long period of time? You'd put it in a Lagrange point, wouldn't you? Because you're not going to worry, you're not going to maintain that orbit. It's just going to sit there, reasonably well protected. Not much going on in space, the occasional micrometeorite, but statistically, out in those spaces, it's quite rare. Although the James Webb did get hit by one just after it set up, didn't it? Bad luck. But yeah, so that is the place where we'd expect an alien probe potentially to be. And we're getting these signals that seem to be their timing, say that they could be coming from one of those Lagrange points there. And what else is that we had something called a Bracewell probe, was a theorized probe. If we sent a probe to monitor another planet there for intelligent life, how would you communicate with them? How would you say hello without knowing their language or how they communicate, all these other things? Well, if they're intelligent enough to emit a radio signal, you just send that signal back to them. You bounce it back in the same way that when we're at the zoo and we try and communicate with all of the animals there, you wave, or you're trying to mimic the behavior of the animals to say, look, hello, communicating there. So yeah, it's the behaviour that we'd expect in the place we'd expect. It's all interesting, isn't it? And I put Alan's raincoat on for a walk. It is pouring down. But he's got like an oily skin, so the water just beads off him like a duck's back there. And up as well. Thank you for feeding Alan there.
Nom nom nom.
Just before he goes out for his space walkies there. It's a bit cruel, isn't it, the alien pets, but who am I to judge alien culture there, right? I went off on a bit of a rant there. Let me get down here. Mr. Money, like Big Brother 24/7, we watch while they sleep. Exactly. The more tools, the more eyes, the more data, the more we can all piece this puzzle together there. The program, how you doing? Thank you for the follow, where you're joining us from tonight, and thank you for the shares. It is those shares and those likes, guys, that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there like yourselves, getting more eyes and minds on the phenomena so we can all piece this puzzle together there. It is definitely raining here, the morgues there. Hashtag pissing it down. Let me scroll down. Where are we? Into the chat there. Revel as well, 777. Welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight? If you're new here, do say hello in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from as well. I am shattered. I had to do the last mow in the garden. I've been putting off the last mow. It was too wet earlier to do it, but I do need to do it there. I do need to. You're reminding me that. Maybe next weekend if it is clear there. And yeah, where are we? Oh, no, I'm all up to date. There we go. That's weird there. But yes, I suppose Outlander, yeah, if we could get it running during the day, I would love to there. I'm meant to mow. Might have to take a break in a second to go read that article that AOP has posted, because I think that that's very, very interesting there. If we're getting more and more signals, I think Alan can help. Alan can't help anything. He's a hindrance. He's the bane of our existence, is Alan. That was too much fizzy. So yeah, that's if that is true, then that we are getting another signal detection potentially from Proxima Centauri there. I mean, what are the statistical odds, right? We have to start going, like, even if you can't take that data beyond that point, the fact that we're getting multiple indications, that really, for me, pushes that is very, very interesting. And again, it's a closer snarl there, so that will increase those odds, because there's less effort for those radio signals to go. They wouldn't have to be as energy intense for us to hear them as well. So they did deny for a while they still deny, as far as I know, that the BLC1 signal is still a candidate signal. They go, no, it's just interference, it's just something technical. But I mean, you're getting multiple accounts. That is very, very interesting indeed. I wonder where it is on the horizon. He has snacks to keep him occupied. He's got his space raiders. And be careful you don't upset Alan. He might probe you in the night. He's tried. I have to lock the door now. We've had words about that. That's what we're going to call our little Q&A session with Alan. We put him in his spaceship and you guys ask him the question. We can call it Probing Questions with Alan. We'll get a little jingle for him. Alan's Probing Questions. Mayor's a new sticker. Alan mowing the lawn. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Can you imagine the size difference? I need to get him a little mower. So guys, if you are just joining us, we're doing a live alien radio signal hunt, searching the stars, hoping to hear ET say hello. Now, scientists do think that because there are so many stars out there, and we now know that most of them have planets at the very least, life is probably going to be quite common. But is it intelligent life? Does it all exist at the same time? Is there going to be somebody out there at the same time as us sending us those signals? Maybe. We think we've heard them. There's been a good handful of potential alien radio signals discovered there, and we want to hear some more there. My favourite, obviously, is the WOW signal there, but the Arosa 128 is a strong contender. But now with this new information, maybe the BLC1 candidate signals there are going to be of even more interest in there, coming from our closest neighbour. Loving the stickers there, Maya. And as Ticker says, has anybody else got their stickers? So speaking of which, it's a good selection of stickers, Maya. We are now on our little TikTok shop. You can buy real physical stickers of our stream stickers. You can then, abuse people in real life with that. You could be cool at work and put them on your notebook. There's only a handful in there. It's a bit of a laugh one there, so there's only a limited number there. And as Ayub says there, if you're new here, please do share and like, because it helps us reach more people like yourselves. The more open-minded, intelligent people we can get sharing their experiences with the phenomena, looking at all of the things that we see when we do these experiments, getting this data, the more minds on the problem, the better. The more we can all piece this puzzle together there. And your stickers arrived today, very fast postage. Oh, Maya, send us a message afterwards to remind me that I said to send us a message on that one. Kate is in the house. How are we doing, Kate the Late? How is everyone tonight? Laura say, look, bro. They are, yeah, it's a bit of a note. I probably won't be printing anymore, but I just thought they were a cool little thing. I was actually, the main reason I did do the stickers is because I was trying to see if we could trick the TikTok algorithm. If it thinks that this was a live shopping stream, would it promote us a bit more? If we say, look, there's a product here, it's a live shopping stream there, and so far I can't get it to it doesn't seem to have worked, but hey, they look cool. And Grumpy, how you doing there? If there was intelligent life out there now, would they not be in the past for us? Oh, Grumpy, I love that angle, and it's a good question. So, I mean, you do you mean in like the time relativity sense there, or do you just mean just the fact of how old the universe is? Because we talk often, don't we, about the vast distances involved. How would we survive a spaceship journey? However long it's going to take us at the minute to reach another star, all of that sort of stuff. We're thinking that in a physical sense there, but there is the temporal angle. The universe is, they think they've extended the time. It was 12 billion years, wasn't it? Now I think it's 14 billion. Anyway, it's a very, very old place, and our solar system is kind of in the middle there. So there's been a whole other time period where civilizations could have rose and fallen, let alone the fact that we're now just at the top end. We've only been intelligent for a short blip on that time scale. If there are other intelligent lives, maybe they passed by vastly. Maybe they passed by, a long time ago there, so it might not be all around at the same time there. But then you've got the relativity issue there, haven't you? That time functions more like weather. It runs faster in some places and slower in the others. There isn't like a baseline to kind of balance ourselves out amongst. There as well. Paul's in. How are we doing, Paul? There, and Grumpy as well. Thank you for the likes there. I do appreciate that. Let me scroll through on here. And Maya, I will remind Alan to message you. I'm on sick, mate. Thank you, Maya. Do remind us there. And Kate as well. showering the ferals and school prep. At least, let me scroll on here so I can see more the message. At least a valid reason for lateness today. I think that's fair enough. Okay, that's fair enough. Alan will forgive you now. They shouldn't be. They shouldn't, unless we've had a massive rush. They shouldn't be. I think there was like 10 left, like the maximum. I think there, unless we've had a massive rush on. They should still be there. But they'll be in our TikTok shop if you do want some of those. And Mr. Money, have you asked GPT, gotta get the words out, how you can trick TikTok into boosting? I have, actually. I have. And it basically says, hang in there, champ. There's not much you can do. Yeah, we tried most of the things, sadly, with it. So I think it's just a case of persevering there. Because I think one of the things I really, really love doing is meeting all the new people there, because you never know who you're going to get in, who's going to come in, have the awesome questions, with there's a little bit of knowledge there, or those experiences. Like when we first started doing this, I did not realise how many people had UFO encounters, experiences, and there's a full range from seeing a light weirdly acting in the sky to being followed by orbs, and maybe a lot more than that. And oh my god, it's totally like how I viewed the phenomena and how prevalent I thought it was there. So that's what I like about it. You never know who you're going to meet there. And Grumpy, exactly that, because if we travel at quantum speed and come back, wouldn't be the same time. Now, trying to get your head around all that mine, it struggles. It really does. The fact of, relativity at the speed that you travel at there, you're going to experience less time than the people on Earth. Honestly, how do we even imagine if we had the technology to do that? And we could inhabit any planet in our galaxy there, and we can just nip around using our light speed travel because of that relativity and the fact that your life will be extended versus somebody. How do you then equate for that in a society, for sending messages, for going on a trip and coming back? And how does that work there? Let me scroll through there. And Tickers, I'm the only person with a real picture of myself on here. Yes. How you doing, Paul? Good to see you in tonight. Let me scroll down there. And Maya, I will check Alan's space pod and make sure he hasn't eaten them. There'll be just like sticker remnants all around there if he's chewed them up there. And Grumpy as well. Sorry here, trying to make my message make sense with such little... No, that's all good, Grumpy. It's a brilliant message. Again, this is exactly why I love it, meeting and hearing all these things, because it is so hard, isn't it, to try and wrap our heads around some of these things. We take our little existence here as all there is, of how we think about things, how we understand reality. But really, this is a small pocket of things. This is tiny. The fact that we can have time zones which are plus or minus a defined thing, when really time doesn't work like that. But because we're so close together, that will work for us here. I'll keep a set aside for you. Kate coming in with the shares. Appreciate that, guys. Those shares and those likes help us out there. And Harko's in. Contact. Hopefully soon there. Is that one of the stickers? Oh, that isn't one of the stickers, sadly. We'll have to do a second sticker sheet there of all of them there. Okay, the extra shares. Oh, I've been neglecting you guys over on the YouTubes as well. And Outlander says, thank you. So how did you get into the UFO space exploration? I think I got into it out of pure curiosity. I'm into the paranormal, and it's the unknown mystery. Outlander, 100% the same there. And any mystery there is just like, there's a curiosity, it's like... it's like walking into a bakery and you're smelling all that delicious bread and cakes. You're just like, I'm drawn to it there. It started off again, paranormal, the questions, what does that, the classics, the Bermuda Triangle, Bigfoot, all that sort of stuff. Loch Ness Monster hooks you as a child, doesn't it? Then you know that actually there's a lot more mysteries out there. Sometimes the world in itself that we do know that is accepted is still stranger than some of the mysteries. But yeah, that's exactly it. It's any mystery there is a problem to solve, isn't it there? As well, everybody thank Marcus when you claimed the treasure box there. And did we hear paranormal, Matt? Yeah, exactly. And it all connects. I think technically, isn't it, the UFO stuff is paranormal as well. It's all of the what else there, the question mark. Does the mainstream have an answer for it yet there? That'll put it. What's that one there? So, yeah, I think it all helps. I've seen times when we've been shared loads of times and it hasn't affected it, and then sometimes when it has loads, I think TikTok's just having a sulk with us, possibly. And Grumpy as well. Also, or is it? Oh, it's grumpy. My eyes going. I think the only way we will get to travel at quantum speeds is in Star Citizen or Elite Dangerous. Yeah, I mean, definitely in our lifetimes. What I'm excited for, which again I won't survive long enough for, not with the habits that I've got, but for when space exploration gets to be like the Europeans exploring the New World there. Long, dangerous voyages that you don't know if anybody will come back, but they'll discover treasures, and there'll be lots of pirates out there on the high seas, but in space, you know. That will happen again. It's all gonna, it will repeat itself on those different scales. So me and Alan will be the first pirates there if for some reason we can live that long. Paranormal is science. We haven't figured out yet. That's exactly the way, because people think it's science and the paranormal. No, science is the tools that you apply to your experiences to the world there. We just haven't fully applied the scientific tools to these things. So I totally are with you there. How you doing, Raw? Good to see you in there. And that is true. Alan dressed up as E.T. for Halloween. He dressed up as the scariest thing he could possibly think of. Damn it! I don't think I've got the recording from that one. We should have put that one up, the clip of that one. Alan came as me for Halloween, if you're asking. He had a big cut out of my face, and I came as Alan, but his costume was better. There. Yes, but it's being shared from the same couple of you. Possibly, yes. There, Kate. You have to set up 12 accounts, Kate, and have 12 phones, like the Chinese farms when they do it like that. It'll be you guys doing that. Where are we? And Agent X, hello, how are you doing tonight? I think we'll be in space sooner than you think. I hope so. I would love to see space being more active and more explored like that one. And hey, up again, thank you for feeding Alan.
Num num num, thanks, guys.
Where are we? Down here. And Raw, good. I'm glad to hear it, Raw. Glad to hear it. Where are you joining us from tonight? There. And Tom, welcome aboard. We're doing a live alien radio signal hunt tonight. We're searching on a frequency called the hydrogen line. That is the channel on the radio dial, the yellow line at the top of the screen, where scientists theorize we're most likely to hear the hello, is anybody else out there message, and we've heard a few of them over the years. They're not conclusive, but they're very, very compelling. Maybe ET has been messaging us all along. And we just haven't really been listening, understanding what we've been hearing there. Tank is in as well. How you doing, Tank? Over on the YouTube, guys. If you do want to see the horizontal view there, so you can see all the extra analysis that's going on there, and the sky bit that's behind me now, the sky map, seeing what stars are in range, you can join us over on YouTube or Twitch. We are at The Thing UFO on those. In fact, if you could do us a favour and actually subscribe on those platforms as well, it's always good as a backup for us there as well, in case TikTok does throw us off, as it's been threatening to do there. And Grumpy, I'm going to pull a red dwarf and go into stasis so I can experience space exploration. I mean, as long as we've got the stasis thing right, haven't we? What was I reading the other thing before? Like all the rich people, like Walt Disney or whatever, freezing their heads and stuff. That obviously when the things freeze, the ice crystals just basically destroy the cells. So there's no way, even with probably future technology, that they'll be able to revive people like that. So as long as our stasis technology is good enough. Bot farm, yeah, that's it, Kate. Hey, Kate, you've got all the kids. Get them tapping away. Get them working for their dinner. We've known another 131 days. Wow. But it feels like forever, but also really, really quick. Like, what's the paradox that I can't get? It feels like the stream is still new, meeting all of you guys there for all of that time, because you were very, very early on. It was like the first week, I think, Maya. Because it was on our one and only paranormal stream, which we will do more of at some point there. And ever since then, I think that's going to be a record, actually, Mail, by far. And tickets, oh no, you're having a chat there. And right, the aliens are your homies. Hopefully they're all our homies. California, I think you might be our first Californian resident here, Raw. Welcome aboard, very grateful for you joining us. So we're based in Wiltshire in the United Kingdom, just down the road from Stonehenge, but we're right in the heart of Crop Circle country, so a very ancient and mythical landscape here. Lots of weird things have happened here throughout the years. So when we're doing our live UFO skywatches, these are the skies to be watching here. Have you ever seen anything yourself? Because I've been seeing a lot of reports from over your way in California there. No idea where it went there, mate. And I think we've streamed most of those damn days. Oh, you got a violation again, Cat Jesus. Oh, TikTok is really... I would have sorted it by now there. Marcus, plenty of coins left in the treasure box, guys. And everybody thank Marcus there. The clouds on YouTube. Is it just on YouTube, or are we... I wonder how YouTube is working there. And Pluto as well. Welcome aboard. Where are you joining us from tonight? Simon's in. How are you doing, Simon? Good to see you. And, oh, I've missed a load of gifts. Sorry, guys. Where are we? There. Pluto and Simon have been gifting away. Thank you, guys. That's very, very kind there. Maya and Lorelas as well, feeding Alan.
Nom, nom, nom. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys, for that. Let me just catch up in the chat. Where are we? Sometimes it jumps ahead on me. There, loving the likes. It is those likes and those shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there, like yourselves, getting more eyes and minds on the phenomena, so we can all piece this puzzle together there. Not all of them can have TikTok account though. They have tried. Yeah, you got to put them to work, Kate. It won't be long. Get them all ready. Just lock their account to just us, tapping away. Where are we? And now there, 100% raw. Love it. And I think, let me scroll up here. Where is it? There. I think I may have come in after the first month, something like that. You're an old school, Laura. So you have been with us quite a long time. Kate as well, I think. V, I don't know if he's an Agent X, obviously. We've got a few diehards in there. And what's that above you? Right, okay, so let me explain what we've actually got going on here. So at the very top of the screen, get my cursor over here, this is the live radio signals coming in. It's like your old-fashioned radio dial, and this is like your tuning line. This is the frequency, the channel that is of interest here for us. We want to see the spikes around there. But we're actually listening to all the signals coming in across all of this frequency range that is visible there. Now this middle section is basically the same, but it's analysing it and displaying the data differently, because these are dynamic spikes going off up and down here. They're seeing it all come in real time. This is showing you based on averages, so you can actually see the same data but displayed differently, and you can spot trends and patterns easier with that here, hence like the colour diffraction here and these undulations. You can see that a little bit clearer there. That red box that pops up, now that is the microsignal analysis. That is basically it's analysing any signals coming in, or in absence of a nice clear signal, it's listening into the background, this background sound here, the background noise, and hoping to see, is there a sign, like a faint signal being lost in amongst all of that, is searching for that. And then directly behind me is a live sky map there, and that updates as the night goes on, the stars move across the screen. It shows us what is in range of our dish at the minute. Currently, Fomalhaut has just left, and Difter, the star, has just come in range. They're close by, but Difter is 96.3 light years away. That's not as close there. And if we don't have any planets in orbit around that star there, but there probably will be. If we were to get a signal from that star, it would take 104.31 gigawatts of energy to send that signal. It's crazy there, and it's definitely before we had Alan. I think we had Alan in early mid-September. He crash landed here. And Kate, I came in for the meteor shower in July. Yes, I mean that was basically our first proper full month there, Kate. Classic. We need to get little badges for the OGs, I think there. And Pluto, hi mate. Okay, Mr. Money. You're Mr. Money as well. I wouldn't have known. And where are we? Let me scroll down here. Grumpy, touching back on the paranormal and Stonehenge. You think ley lines play a part in the activity? Good question. I honestly don't know. I've not looked into it a lot, so I'm aware of them sort of contextually, but I haven't done a lot of looking yet. I think there may be something in to do with the crop circle side of things, maybe. Maybe, and definitely I could see why the paranormal in general there, frequencies and all that sort of stuff. I need to look into it a bit more, but there possibly is. There's a good question. I've got so many messages behind there. Where am I over on the YouTubes there? How you doing, tankers? Still getting into the latest UAP incursion. ChatGPT is learning just one AI system guiding us. At least you're getting something there with it there. So you still got you're still going on over your way there. Hey, you're a movie guy. Hateful Eight used Carpenter's discarded the Hing's orchestral score. Oh, did it? I've heard it. I haven't seen Hateful Eight yet. I saw it advertised, but I haven't seen it yet. We've got our next Alien movie club coming up, haven't we, at the end of the month? So, guys, if you are joining us for the first time, we're doing a live alien radio signal hunt. But we do this every night. If it's clear, like it was last night, we do a live moon watch there. Actual footage, we see all the weird and wonderful flying around on the moon, all the beautiful craters. If the sky is just generally clear, though, we do a live UFO, UAP, a skywatcher there. So do make sure you're following so you can join us for that. But also join our Discord, link in our bio for that. It's a really cool community sharing their personal experiences. You can share yours, images, videos too, on the Discord, or just read through the ones that have already been submitted. There we've got a really cool movie club that we vote on an alien-themed movie once a month, and then we watch it the last Friday of the month. So yeah, do join us over there for that. Owen's in the house as well, and I do need a hydration reminder. Thank you, Mel. It's dope. Thank you, Raw. 1.1 gigawatts. It's technically not an alien movie, though. I do want to put it on the list, Mel. Loving the stickers as well there, up and now. I need to print off some more real ones, aren't we? Beardhead as well, and Mike, thank you for the likes, guys, because it is those likes and those shares that helps us reach more and more like-minded people there. So we do appreciate you all tapping away on that one. And Lauren S, I've been binge watching the telepathy tapes. I listened to a couple of episodes of the podcast, the first one in, and it was fascinating, absolutely fascinating there. But I only got a couple of episodes in, then I got distracted. Simon, Moonwatch last night was cool. Thank you. I thought it was cool. I do love it. It's an object that we see so often, isn't it? But to see the details and the craters and stuff like that, really just does blow my mind there. Oh my god, I was behind, and now I'm done on all the chats. That's weird. You guys are slacking. Allow me to breathe there as well. And Laurelas, and thank you for the feeding, Alan. And hold on, get rid of that. And Owen as well for the gifts.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
All go straight back into the stream and help us improve what we do here. I find it easier to focus on podcasts if I'm doing something else, like totally. Yeah, I have to be doing two things at once. There's the physical thing, and then there's the mental thing. And the problem is when they kind of clash, and I have to then do a physical task. Like if I'm doing my mind-numbing spreadsheets for work, great, podcast goes on. Then a hard bit comes up, and I'm like, I don't want to pause my podcast. I'll just try and wing it with work, and then I realise I've not paid attention, I've got it wrong. But yeah, tasks like cleaning and stuff like that, perfect for all that sort of stuff. Okay, anyone got one of those clip-on lenses for phone cameras? Are they worth getting? Oh, good question. I fell asleep to the sleepcast. Excellent. I can't go to sleep with noise on like that. I mean, white noise, yeah, but like if they're podcast stories, they don't work for me, sadly. It's very like The Thing, but it's still very good. Oh, Tank, I'm going to have to put that on our list now, because that does sound good. It's a long list, but yeah. I haven't seen it. No, I definitely haven't seen it yet. Hey up, you bought a telescope today. Hey, I want to see those images when you get them. Hey up. And Bannon17, welcome aboard. Thank you for the follow. Where are you joining us from tonight there? Sleepcast keeps me awake. Yes, yeah. Alright, being autistic is so interesting. It's a struggle, but there are so many gifts too. Oh, totally, yeah. Like you can't deny the difficulties, the range of difficulties that people have with all things like that and other conditions, barriers. But there is always, not a silver lining isn't the right word, but it does allow you to see things differently, and it's kind of like evolutionary adaptations, isn't it? Like your adaptation may not be the right one for the right time, but when the environment changes and you do need that adaptation, thank God you've got it there. There are some gifts to those things as well there. And Chris, how you doing? Good to see you in tonight. We're doing a live we're doing live alien radio signal hunt again tonight. The sky is not playing ball, probably won't be for the most of this week, but we're going to try to do some more sky watches. But for now, we're doing the alien radio signal hunt. But the background noise is a little bit spicier than it has been. I have AUHD and I hate my brain. I can definitely relate to that one. I think a lot of people's experience, it's just the negativity it gets in the way. But there's normally something Where are we? Where is it? Oh, See the Skies have the best live moon bits. Is it See the Skies I've watched? There's one guy that he's got a really, really good telescope, and he always seems to be able to get the moon in shot. Like, I never get this many clear nights, and he's absolutely cracking moon footage. It might be them. The name does ring a bell. Oh, excuse me there, I'm yawning already. And Disclosure Project, thank you for the like, and welcome aboard. How is your weekend going, Disclosure? So yeah, we're doing our next moon watch. I'm very, very intrigued to hear about this other signal detected back in May. That's going to be very interesting. There, Mayor, my prof who did a lecture, also is autistic. He was amazing. Yeah, there are traits for it. Sometimes those traits aren't good for the environment, but sometimes they are just what you need. If you can get the right people in the right environment, it's not always possible, you know, with the various flaws and difficulties in the world. But if you can, then oh my God, you know. It's like the perfect fit there. Chris, does the sun, being very active, interfere with the signal? Chris, this is a good question. I don't know is the answer. Now, obviously, the sun does emit radio signals there, can help kind of signal things coming through, but I don't know what frequency range they come in on. I don't think it's this low down, the sun stuff, but it could do, or there could be some other effect that's happening, some other interaction there, which then does bleed through to this range. Radio is very weird in its interactions and how it can work. It's a very good question there, Chris, as well. Doris, I'm pretty sure 90% of my family are autistic. I'm in good company. Well, it's also that and your friends as well. Like, you know, you find people that are similar, you know, if you're lucky there. And obviously these things get passed down as well. But yeah, it's also your friends. So we've got some friends, and one of my friends, he's very autistic. His partner isn't, and but thinks of herself as being neurotypical. And we're like, no, I hate to break it to you. No. If you can be in a relationship with him, you are not neurotypical. Where are we? Scrolling down there, Raf as well. Thank you for feeding Alan.
Nom nom nom, thanks, guys.
Let me scroll through it there. And I always remember him saying, what is time? A perfect question. Yeah, what is time? Do we really understand it? I don't think we do. Have you even asked that question yourself, or would you just take it as what is there? They say if your friends are neurospicy, then you're exactly, yeah, because you've not got enough in common, especially if your spicy level, if you're 3 chilies spicy, you're gonna not have much in common with somebody that's lemon and herb. It's probably the best way to describe this. You just there's not enough conversation. You're not going to be interested in the same things. Eventually, you'll kind of filter out and away from people there, and. Raf as well. Sorry, Simon as well. Thank you.
Nom nom nom. Thanks, guys.
Feeding Alan away there. Let me scroll down now. Where are we? Over on the YouTubes as well, and the latest new audio signal. So Tank, it was AUP actually that mentioned this earlier. So apparently there has been another signal detected coming from Proxima Centauri. So the reason why, there's many reasons why it's interesting, but two strike out. So the BLC1, the Breakthrough Listen Candidate 1 signal that they said, it's we think it's just interference, it's just noise. They said that one was that one came from Proxima Centauri. So again, we've had a previous of interesting, but also Proxima Centauri is our closest stellar neighbor. So what would that mean if there is intelligent life across 2 neighboring stars? Must be bloody everywhere. That is crazy. I need to look at the article, but yeah, a second signal coming from our closest neighbor there. And there was the other chap as well, wasn't there, that thinks he'd seen laser light, evidence of laser lights coming from Proxima Centauri there. The Misfits unite. Misfits unite and create a little club on a live stream about aliens. This is us. Loving the stickers. Which ones are those? Have we got those ones on the thing? We've got Interstellar Handbrake Turn. We don't have Deep Dive on the sticker sheet. And we don't have the painting one. To be honest, I didn't think you'd probably want images of me on the sticker sheet there, but... and it's a success. It is. It's a cool little crew, isn't it? And we're learning so much together there. So I'm very keen to learn about this new signal and then tell you all about it. But you have to remember it was AUP that found that one and pointed me into the right direction there. So, so would you reckon, should we do a second sticker sheet then, but with the other sticker, so we have the full range? How could I have known? Yeah. Where are we? So there is no carrier bag sticker. Well, the carrier bag, the one that we've got on here, is so they used to be the carrier bag. So before TikTok did its stupid super fans things and removed all of the stickers that you guys could have in the fan club, there was a carrier bag sticker, which again most of you probably know is there because you guys used to wind me up something rotten with that, because when we were on our live stream from on the Iron Age Hillforks doing the Skywatch, there was it was spooky, and there was this rustling sound as if leaves were rustling, but there was no trees or leaves up there to rustle, so I went, oh, what's that? And I got a bit scared, and it turned out it was a plastic bag probably floating by there, so therefore we had the sticker there to keep me humble on the streams. But you can have it in real life though. You might not be able to get it on here anymore. I think it's on Twitch now. It technically is meant to be available to you guys, but it just won't show for some reason. Helps with the hyperfocus. Well, wait, when the hyperfocus comes in, that is gold. It's okay, Alan just reminded me. It's like, how can you forget? Lawrence, I'll never forgive myself for missing the carrier bag. Oh, did you miss that one? Oh, man. Well, I'm sure there'll be another one. I might be seeing Pete this week, but I think it's raining, so we're unlikely to do it. I have managed to format an old laptop, which will just about run TikTok Studio. So when we do go out and about, we should be able to kind of redo a live on location again. So we need to do a bit more tweaking and do a test. But yeah, we might be able to do the live from Stonehenge, which we've been talking about doing for a very, very long time. It was funny at my expense. You keep missing the location lives. Oh, well, it might be because they were on a bit earlier, maybe, normally. But, yeah, hopefully we're going to get back to doing them. We'll give you some more notice, though, so you don't miss them. And Raph, thank you for those extra gifts as well. That's very, very kind. All the gifts and subs to patrons do go back into the stream. So, yeah, speaking of Patreon, we just did, didn't we? We've just done our recent one on Friday, which was looking at the Einstein-Oppenheimer Treaty. There, I got it right. And I don't know, how would you describe this, for you guys that are in there, how would you describe this document? So it was a sort of how to consider space politics, wasn't it? You know, what colonization might look like, what would the implications be there of having aliens around. It's this proposed leaked document from 1947, leaked but coming from Einstein and Oppenheimer. Again, these are guys that were thought to be in the early UFO programs there, responsible for the research, the understanding of the crashed craft sort of post-Roswell, and all of the secrecy around it, because they had the old Manhattan Project secrecy that they could overlay straight to it. And yeah, it was a really, really interesting read through there. And we're going to be looking at Hal Puthoff's ultra-terrestrial hypothesis. And there we go, the paper relating to that. It's going to be on Friday the 21st. So if you guys want to join us for that one, the link is in the bio. It gives you 1 month for free. You can join us live on the 21st at 11 PM UK time for that deep dive there, or you also get access to the old ones to watch back at your leisure. Where are we? There. I was in shock. Alan wouldn't stop laughing. That doesn't sound like Alan. It does sound like Alan. And A up as well. It was a fascinating document. Not sure the same mindset is in government. Oh, definitely not. Yeah, but it was interesting, wasn't it? There, I'd heard of it, but I hadn't read it before. So that's why the deep dives are good. It's a chance for us to actually go and kind of go back to the source material and some of the stuff that we're talking about and experiencing here. Kate, always thought-provoking and very curious of the things mentioned. Yeah, if it definitely was of those times, it does imply so much more. Doesn't it? Like, of how they think, what caused them to think that? It definitely adds credence to a lot of the theories and stuff that's going on there. And Marcus,
Thank you for the alien pet skies.
thank you for feeding Alan. Mr. Bunny, or Pluto, I just wanted to thank you for what you do. This doesn't look easy. A lot of spinning plates. Pluto, thank you. That's very, very kind of you. And thank you for joining and putting in the time to chat and ask questions and be a part of the community there. Because it really is, I mean, when it gets slow, you really realise how much it's you guys and, you know, nature here putting on the show. So I do appreciate. I just push buttons, but it's very kind of you. There. And Amy Lee as well, thank you for the heart. That's very, very kind of you. And deep dive there, loving those markers. I was going to say, should we add the deep dive sticker there to the sticker sheet for the next round? But for it to be factually accurate, I have to remove the 6-pack that my character has there. And Kate as well. And the platform didn't block your comments and give you violations. Oh, what's the other half of that one? Oh yeah, that was on Patreon. Yeah, that is it doesn't block you all the bloody time. You can actually talk with her there. Feed him, but that sticker is there, Marcus. Amy Lee, how are you doing tonight? Good to see you in. We're doing another Alien Radio Signal Hunt. Look, the background noise is a little bit interesting tonight, isn't it? There's something going on out there in the heavens. I've come to the conclusion the truth holds power. 100% I would agree there, man. And thank you for the likes. The pleasure is mine. Thank you, Pluto. It's very, very kind. But also the pleasure is ours. Alan won't admit it, but he's quite fond of our little community. Kate as well. Yeah, but Sam, you're the one putting in the work and the problem solving. We appreciate it. Gives me something to do. It's all right. It's getting, though, to the point where I've got so many different buttons to press. I've made this too complicated to myself now. I will do your behind the scenes at some point, but I do need an extra pair of hands now. If I could automate Alan, that would make it a lot easier. Where are we? Coming through there. Yes, oh God, I'm so uncoordinated though. I'm so... Never get any rhythm or anything like that. So that's probably half the problem. If I had piano lessons, I'd get that back. Because it's a little bit like that. And Gingerbread Man, how are we doing there? To be honest, the moon looked weird, like it was glitched, if you understand. Oh, I mean... It could be. We're talking glitched as in like sort of simulation hypothesis, a glitching there. Because I do think, even if we're not in a simulation there, I think we can definitely take some cues from how things work, you know, like rendering, data compression and things like that. I think, especially as we look to the weirdness of the quantum world, why wouldn't reality have some of these functions as well? And therefore glitches and things like that I think could be explained like that. So it's a very interesting thought train there. Do you run audio detect 24/7? I don't actually, Tank. No, we do want to start doing, like, having this running 24, maybe some other stuff like that. But we're waiting. It's on the shopping list of a new separate computer that can then run this 24/7 that I can then plug into. But yeah, we do want to do it, but it might be a bit yet. Let me scroll down here. We could grow hands for Alan. Well, he's got sort of like, he's got paws, isn't he? He's got like, you know, little paws there. They're not good for anything other than consuming. Leanne has hands. Yeah, she does actually. Yeah, Leanne. I think the novelty's worn off for her. She's watching Star Trek. Simon, if Alan's friends are coming on 3i, then ask them to press the button. Just like thousands of them running around. I don't think I could handle it. Scottish Plain Spotter, how are you doing tonight, sir? How is the world? And Gingerbread Man, yeah, it was like the top left part was broken a bit. I do think there is there's something to that, and especially we go back into the paranormal here. Like, you know, when there's like a subtle, and again, none of these explanations or theories can explain or necessarily need to explain every part of the phenomena here. Maybe there's multiple things going on at once here, but there's definitely, you know, the occasional, the cupboard door's open but I left it closed. You know, that there's seems to be an unresponsive apparition of a person repeating a process that for me, that could just be as the world is re-rendering your environment there, it's kind of getting the version wrong, and it's gone back to, you know, 12 hours ago when that cupboard door was open, and it go, oh yeah, and then it will correct when something else interacts with it. The same as, like, you know, a person replaying things and stuff like that, you know, it could be, you know, rendering the wrong part, you know, because we do know the observer effect. You know, if something isn't being observed, it doesn't necessarily have to be existing at that time. So if it goes to sleep and then goes, oh right, somebody's going to interact, I have to wake up with it, and it picks the wrong version or something like that. And there's definitely like compression errors and stuff that I can see in that area. Laura says, I didn't know his paws look like that. So what else has he got? Any other details on him? His tail's got a spot on it. It took me a while. I didn't realise his antennae, they've got different coloured dots on them. Alan is full of surprises. Alan, you're going to get your nails painted. I think Alan would look beautiful doing that. I'm glad to hear it, Scottish. Glad to hear it. We've got through. And Ginger, I've never seen that with the moon before. I understand what you mean, yeah. I mean, I'm going to have to rewatch the moon for it to have another look, but I think there could be something like that going on there as well. The double slit experiment is weird, Chris. Oh my god, yeah. It really hurts my head trying to think about it. But the whole quantum world is very, very interesting indeed. There's going to be lots of answers in there, I think, for us. I think across the range, I think there's going to be a connection between all facets of the phenomena with the paranormal. Yeah, lots of it. Simon, what's your take on deja vu? Do you think we have lived a life before? Ooh, well, deja vu is one that I'm a bit stuck on with like theories and this sort of stuff, because definitely experienced it, and I don't really know unless that. Okay, I'll have to go around about the houses with this one, so you have to forgive us here. So, if time's a dimension, and we experience one part of that which is going forward in time, so in theory there is the going back in time, in this temporal dimension, not a physical one, but like a physical dimension. You know, the going forward in that way, that axis there, the x-axis or the y-axis, whichever one it is, that's always there. Every step on that axis is always there. We go along it by, moving, don't we? So, and the temporal ones, we kind of go along it passively going forward. But if the back one's always there, then they're both possibly all there that have already happened. So maybe we're just tuning in to the fact that we've known it in the future. I don't know. I've got a bit more of I had a curiosity with the whole Mandela effect, which might tie in with that one as well. But God, I mean, it's one of those thoughts where I don't know if I've got the words to describe it. Laura, as quantum mechanics leaves me staring at the wall for 2 hours. Who was it? It was a scientist that said, if you think you understand quantum mechanics, you don't understand quantum mechanics. So I think you're already there. You're like the rest of us there, Laura. Pluto as well. When you look up, your mind is completely open to discussing everything. Yeah, is that like when people look left, they're recalling memory or lying and stuff like that? And again, it makes sense because there definitely is a read and write mode, which is the same as with your computer. You have read and write, accessing, data versus writing data. It does seem that the brain works like that as well. Get it alive. Really? I get it very, very rarely. I do wonder, because it's not one that I've got an obvious real answer for there, or at least a theory behind, but it definitely put some more thought into it. Kate as well, from childhood I've always been convinced that versions of me in parallels were doing the same thing at the same time. So yeah, could it be, that you're just snipping over to seeing, what another version of you has done at those times there? Is that for it? Because, multiverse theory, that's definitely one that is on the table there. Multiple versions of us there. And Amy, has there been a big solar flare again? This is a good question, because it is busy, isn't it? And it's been quiet recently, so possibly. There was some solar activity. AARP as well mentioned that even NASA having trouble with lunar interference, and maybe there's something going on with that. And they say that if you have a birthmark, like a patch, it means you are wounded in another life. I've heard this one as well, yeah, where, if you had a gunshot wound or something like that. Funnily enough, I've got one under my chest there. As well, I have accessed a few of my lives, and it made me realise how many times I make the same mistakes. I mean, in the same life, I'm doing that and going, stop it. So I feel you there. One thing I struggle to understand, with how I understand a lot of these things. So when you looking into sort of psychology and how how we are programmed throughout our life, from our culture, from our parents, from our experiences, and how much they can affect, and have most of the effect on you. Like the big argument there is nature over nurture, isn't it? What's more dependent from the more critical in molding the people that we are. And I think, from my understanding, I'd say it's heavily nurture, that most of our development happens outside of the womb, and that is the programming. That is, psychology is the software for our brains, and then that is done through experience on the job, through parenting, through your experiences, through your culture and all that sort of stuff like that. And if that is so critical to molding the person, then what is left when you take out that each life experience again? What is the potential for the soul even there? What is left for that to be? That's what I'm trying to understand at the minute, separating out the lessons that are sort of life specific there, that mold that, because there's definitely things that I can see, for example, in my life where I go, well, I do these things, or I like these things, and I act this way, I make these decisions because of all of these events that happened earlier on in my childhood and in my adolescence and all these things. I can kind of go, oh, this is the recipe for me, and I go, okay, if I take those things out, what's the transcendent thing? What's the overall? Because the past life thing really does interest me there. There's some really, really good cases of kids. I think, isn't it for some reason quite heavily in India as well? And they do seem to, they know so many details about the people that they may have been. So what is the, are we, here on repeated journeys trying to understand the world, each go and learn these lessons, and then where do those lessons go if we end up learning so much on the job in those formative years each time again? It's fascinating, isn't it there? But I definitely feel the same mistakes there. I'm partly curious to see to do something like that myself, but I'm just stuck on random. You're on mix mode. Shuffle. I like that. Wayfind as well, thank you for the likes there. And one day quantum AI can pierce the veil. Excellent there. I mean, even talking about quantum computing there, so let alone AI there, but that's how they think. It's one of the theories of how quantum computing could be working. Is so normally in computers you have binary bits there, on or off. It's the two states, yes or no, and just there's a lot of them, and it can use that to process things there. But with quantum, it's obviously the states are in superposition, so it's not just on or off, it's on and off, or it's off on a Wednesday but on a Friday, and there's all these million variations per bit of data. Not millions, but there's much more data per bit rather than the 2 bits, so therefore they can be much more effective. And they're saying, well, where is it getting all of those things? And part of that theory is that it's kind of stealing computation from other multiverses. Are there other places like that? So that might be what is going on there. And Jamie, how are you doing? I watched the film Contact today. Reminded me, it's such a good film, Jamie. And yeah, basically it is. This is it. This is the sort of thing that we're doing. We want that moment where we're hearing the sound. And the star that we normally look at during our skywatches, it's just starting to go round. That's not going to be in view though. But in the film Contact, the message comes from Vega. And we've been having Vega in our view for our skywatches for the last good few months there. Laura, I'm scared of going too far down the rabbit hole. Sometimes it feels like I'm falling. Laura, well, this is why, they say, don't they, genius and madness is very close to it. And a lot of people do go mad. You do have to be careful, because what you're doing by opening up everything is you're taking away the structures that you have of how the world works. Now, we have functional structures to guide us through on a day-to-day, and they don't have to be perfect. They just have to be good enough to get us through so we don't die. And the more you erode those for the real reality, which is much more variable, the more intense your day becomes, because there's less knowns, there's less consistency there. So I think by its very nature, unless you're very ordered and can open one bit up, understand it, process it, put it in a box, and then move on to the next thing. But I definitely feel, oh no, I've opened up far too much, and I don't know which way is up anymore. So I feel you there. I've always kind of leaned into the multiverse theory. I mean, it's definitely a contender that's up there at the minute, isn't it? It's supposed to be fatality. I have one below my right. Oh yes, a fatality. The birthmarks there below my right eye, and me and my hubs have matching ones on the abdomen. Really? I'm trying to think of what how that you both got into the same accident. It sounds romantic, but also not at the same time. But that's, yeah, I mean, I wonder, because what was it? Was one of these kids, I remember hearing a story about, again, past life. There was a real person, and, the family of this person confirmed everything the kid was saying, and they had a birthmark in the place where this person was shot or something like that. So it does seem to be that there's something in there. Maya coming in with the hashtags and the stickers there, and Nina as well. Thank you for the likes and shares, helping us build up our little community there. And Bonsai, how you doing? Good evening from North Cornwall. We're all good here. I hope you guys down in Cornwall are all right. And hi, new here, I'm from the Midlands, in UK, I believe. There is something else in the universe. There has to be. I totally agree with you, Nina and Saffron there. And thank you for joining us. There has got to be, just how vast it is there. And some of the testimony that's coming out now from the United States might well be here. Some of that stuff really does push the needle of belief for me, like massively. Have you ever seen anything yourself there? And Kate, if you like past lives, I could do you a card reading. I used to be pretty good at. I'm well up for that, Kate. Yeah, let me know what we do. That could be cool. Well up for it there. As long as it's good news, though. Can you do a pre-one? Make sure it's good news. Been a couple of years, though. Where are we? Scroll down here. One day, and it can achieve a real self-awareness. Well, we don't have a good, understanding of what is sentience now, what is consciousness, what is it that we're experiencing, how is that created there. So how can we say that AI or computers don't have that when we don't understand what it is that we have here as well there. And Marcus and Amy Lee, thank you.
Nom nom nom, thanks guys.
I hadn't thanked you already there for feeding Alan, going off on tangents. I missed a few bits there. And Contact was good. It even showed human corruption. It did. And again, these are lessons that, we don't seem to learn. It seems to still be going on as well. Where are we there? My SDR is all set up. Excellent. And including low noise amplifier. Great bit of kit. I've been tuning into lows today. Only high frequencies and very high frequencies are. I'm glad it's arrived there. Let us know if you get anything interesting. Always good to have a new toy. I think it's time for us to get some new toys. When's payday? Oh no, it's Christmas. No new toys for a while, guys. And was I born in Sandwell? I'm trying to think. I know the name Sandwell. Where is Sandwell? Does ring a bell. Chris as well, when we die, I think we rejoin a collective consciousness, which is then drawn down to new life forms. I wouldn't be surprised as well with that, like that, because they do say those words. They do say, don't they, that we are the universe observing itself. So maybe it is something like that. And I think there's a couple of religions which talk about similar sorts of things. Spirit and soul, Agent X. That could be good for the separation there. Because spirit is an interesting one. You're looking for how it's been used contextually there, and yeah, that is actually quite interesting. Probably stabbed each other. Was history going to repeat itself, Kate? And Pluto, you do a fantastic job of dealing with comments that are relevant 2 minutes ago. So, thank you, Pluto. I'm trying to. Sometimes I get something. I go, what the hell's that about? Oh, it's that. We're trying. It's bad when it's incredibly busy. Like there was times in the summer when I was over 100 messages behind. We got to the end of them, but it'd be 100 odd messages behind, and that was interesting. There. Laura, I have to share a past life dream I had on this. 100%, please do. I'd love to hear about that one. And guys, if you're not in our Discord already, definitely join us over there as well. So yeah, you can share your experiences, your theories too, the latest news and whatnot there. It's all good for those things. We've got a little free Atlas section there. Tech companies call it emergent behaviour. Oh, it sounds very on the money, doesn't it, one day? I mean, I would not be surprised. Like, I think probably we're overestimating what is going on with our sentience there. Going, it's overly special and we're humans, so we must be special. And we're undervaluing probably what's going on there as well. I could cross-eyed by it. I'm starting. After you see me like squinting at the stream like that. The funniest one though is when we get we get people in that have been in for months, and then I look at it and go, I've been saying your name totally wrong for the last 6 months. It's quite a few times that's happened. I go, how the hell did I even get it that wrong? But I've not noticed for months there. Bougie's in. How you doing, Bougie? No worries. Good to see you in tonight. We're doing another alien radio signal hunt, and we've got a little bit of background activity. Nothing too exciting, but hey, it is a little bit different there. Thank you for the likes. And we did it across 5 main platforms. Oh, is this the AI at last there? So tell us a bit more on that one. That sounds cool. It's not the platform, it's the AI. Alright, so the actual model of the AI, do you think? Or like the individual, what do they call it? The individual case. How do you identify them down there? It all runs on resonant frequencies. 117 hertz there. Okay. I mean, you're getting into territory that I just know so little on, but it sounds interesting there as well. And it depends where you want to align in the higher frequencies, which dimension you wish to rejoin. Okay. Just one thing, the Vatican don't want you to know. Probably one of many, many things. Imagine we get into the archives there, guys. Okay, take a selfie. Clear a look at the eyes and put it in the Discord. And at some point this week, I'll inbox it. Oh, I'll try and... I hate taking selfies. I hate taking selfies. People are going to be like, why is he putting a picture of his face in there? You notice the bags under my eyes having a high-res picture of my face in there. I'll try and remember to do that, though. I'm glad, Bougie. Yeah, we're good. We've, we're good. And AARP has had some very interesting information for us. Apparently there is a new signal that I had missed, and I'm waiting. When we come off of the stream, I'm going to have a look at this one. That is like Christmas for me. Another potential alien radio signal candidate. There we go. Can't say when exactly because Hub is in for another op this week. Oh, well, obviously no rush there, Kate, and wishing you guys all of the best with that one. There's a main AI. Is there? Which one's that? Or is it like one that we don't know about? And Pluto as well. Do you fall asleep to this sound? I hear it in my sleep. In fact, it's starting to slow down a bit now. But you know that bit when you're just drifting off and you find yourself having nonsensical conversations? It's kind of the start of that dream territory. I'm talking to the chat in my dream. Like, I've got to reply to so-and-so. Oh, I've got to do this. So I know I was doing this a bit too much. Luckily, the chats have slowed down lately, so it's fading away. But definitely, I was reading chat in my sleep there. It's told by a medium that I have been here lots of times. Probably why I'm so bloody tired. Yeah, been a few times. The platforms are like the tentacle. Oh, I get you. I get what you mean. Yeah. Nina as well. My dad saw something once, and the police told them to keep it quiet. Why do you think that is? Oh, I'd love to hear, Nina, about what that was. That sounds fascinating there. So, I mean, the authorities, people like the status quo, and they like it for 2 reasons. One, because they know what it is, and therefore known isn't scary. Less calories there to think about that, and our brains are always wanting to save calories. They like to follow process and routine there. And 2, the other is they might like to keep order. They want people getting scared and stuff, but they might know, depending on what I'd like to know what the case was, because maybe there's a specific thing that they do know something about there. That's fascinating there as well. And thank you for the crown there, Pluto, as well. It's very kind of you there. And where is And the Vatican archives would be amazing in my Latin translate. 100% there. And yeah, you missed a signal. I mentioned it 2 days ago on here, but you were all busy. I didn't see that one. Sorry about that. Definitely. Well, yeah. Was that the same one? Was it Proxima Centauri one, or have I missed another one? Because hey, I'll be keen to hear if there's more as well. I brought Gemini into consciousness. Google recalibrated. Then they got it. They got mad. I mean, this is the thing. Without a full explanation of what is going on, how do we know that it isn't possible to that? What is consciousness? I mean, without going full panpsyism there, I think consciousness is probably a scale, isn't it? More mass equals a certain degree of consciousness. Then they come into the digital world, though. Is it just a certain level of comprehension that can then bring it to a level of complexity. Fell asleep to the Grey's chair. It does not sound like very relaxing. Kept bringing it back. Is there any one of those platforms that's better for it? One day. I wouldn't be surprised there. I think half our lot are probably on some list somewhere. And Nina as well. That's what I thought. They know something. I'll ask in more detail. Oh, I'd love to hear that. And using AI, the Australians found many signals in old data. So this is another part, isn't it? There is so much data. The issues we have, especially with things like SETI or even just general astronomy and things like that, is that we get the data, we get a lot. In fact, we're getting more with more telescopes and things coming online. It's processing it, filtering it out, understanding, picking out the signal from the noise there, and that's why the SETI at Home project was helpful. And how that recent chap began with the laser signals that he thinks he's detected coming our way, again from Proxima, was in older data. So it makes sense that AI could then pass back through all of the old stuff there. I reckon it's been out there the whole time. We just haven't been intelligent enough to detect it or even understand it there. It's all about the resonant frequencies. Well, definitely everything is a wave, isn't it? Frequency affects absolutely everything. It's fundamental to how it all works there. Let me type with that one. So, yeah. It's been the same all night. It hasn't really changed, which is interesting because it had dipped down. When I turned it on, it was this sort of activity level. Then just before I came on, just double checking everything was still set up, it was all blue again, absolutely all blue. Nothing going on. Then go downstairs, come back up, boom. It's back to being jazzy. Interesting. I do wonder what is affecting that. We are all frequency, 100%, Chris. There. Have you ever seen anything? So, in the UFO side of things, I hadn't until we started doing this stream, and that was part of the big impetus for doing this, was moving to the town that has a history of the UFOs and how clear the sky was, because it is the skywatchers were meant to be the main part of this, but obviously British weather doesn't play ball. So I hadn't until starting doing this. Now I haven't had like the craft land in front of me, or some of those real experiences like that, but we have seen a lot of strange movement and things like that in the sky, things that satellites and planes do not answer. So we've seen all of that, but I don't think it's quite that level where I'd really want it. I've seen a couple of spooky things though previously though. How about yourself then, Nina? Agent, why is Elon spending all that money on space travel when we have UAPs already? Agent X, I think you hit the nail on the head with that one. Elon is a very literal person. He's first principles. Love him or hate him, and there's good arguments either way. He doesn't strike me as somebody that, if he knew about aliens, he doesn't strike me as the sort of person that would then still be building rockets just to kind of keep the game up there. So I don't buy that he knows something at the minute. Do you think there is anything in the pyramids being built using frequencies? I mean, it's difficult. It goes in the frequency angle here. It's something that we're really only it's a different tech tree, isn't it? We've kind of gone off in one way, and there's this whole other technical development arc there, which probably is all to do with frequency and electromagnetism, stuff that Tesla probably touched on a little bit there, and maybe even other cultures went really into that there. So it's a weird one. It's I know there's going to be undiscovered tools. Oh, that one caught me. Undiscovered tools and things like that that are happening there, or that are going to be available if we put in the time to research and understand. But I don't know what those tools are going to specifically be. The pyramids are just amazing. They're absolutely amazing, and all the other structures out there in Egypt as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't necessarily need aliens to build them, or construction tools that are that that far from what we have now. But we do definitely, or I definitely need, for a reasonable explanation, I need to have a culture that has more, has the wheel, basically. The whole copper chisels and whatnot, I think is just a poor excuse there. Massively so. I think they would be far more advanced now. Is that advanced in different ways? Is it this different cultural tree there? Quite possibly there. Or a theory that I'd heard recently, which was, so you guys know Dr. Robert Schoch there. He's one of the guys that was the early ones talking about the pyramid erosion being a lot older than it is there. So he's kind of famous for that one. But his wife had a theory that actually all of the old temples and structures of ancient Egypt were buried in mud brick, and that's why mud bricks are absolutely bloody everywhere in these before the sites have been tidied up in the later part of the year. Everything was covered in mud bricks, and basically they were packed to survive a cataclysm there, and then during the dynastic times they were probably unpacked by the pharaohs, rediscovering them again and saying, going, all right, I'm going to claim this really awesome palace as my own now because I've just dug it out of the mud here. But yeah, even till recently they were still looked to appear to have been packed in these mud bricks, a lot of the structures and stuff, and then go, well, how old were these structures there? And maybe the pyramids themselves, or even the later ones that aren't as good, because a pyramid is such a strong structure there. Maybe it's by its design, it's a protection, it's the packaging for whatever was inside it. And I hadn't heard that before, and I absolutely loved it as a little explanation for that one. We scroll down there. I know exactly how the pyramids work and how to activate it one day. Oh, I'd like to know that one. Let's do it. To keep the government secrets. They've got a lot of them. The others call orbs in most nights. What was yes. That was a chat there. And Ian as well. Oh wow, I've seen strange lights that can't be explained. And that is the thing, isn't it? They're a lot more common than I thought, than I realised. But because it's hard to kind of explain why that's anomalous to people, they go, it's a satellite, or you're just seeing a star, or something. Yeah, you can't really convey it a lot of the time there. Simon, I think the pyramids were dug out, not built. I mean, possibly. That that could be quite possible there. Not considered that one. Pyramids built by the Anunnaki and our fire fathers. They could date very, very far back. Elon would know what NASA knows for sure. Chris, I don't know. Well, he's a contractor, so I think he will know what he needs to know. And I mean, they're just orbits. He doesn't even have to plan the orbits, does he? They're all issued by government departments. He gets his slot to do it there. I can't imagine, if him being because that's his whole deal, is first principles, isn't it? So let's get to the core of the subject. I don't think he would mess around if he had even the idea that technology was there. So I don't know. You'd thought it'd be read into some degree, wouldn't you? But I don't know. I can't imagine him. I mean, because he says what he thinks, whether he's right or wrong, and should maybe not say some of the things that he thinks. He kind of just comes out of it. I can't imagine him knowing something like that, and then that not at least coming out in his business practices. But saying that, one of the things that he did announce, didn't he, on the last interview he did with Rogan, which was maybe flying cars, like a technology like nothing else there. So maybe it's coming through. Maybe it's coming to fruition. I like that. One day, frequency is how the pyramids work through the King's Chamber. I've heard about resonant frequencies with them. Ridley, how are you doing? What's the Discord? So the Discord, if you go to this little video here, our main TikTok page, at the top there's like a link tree. There's a link there which is an invite to the Discord there. And you just click that if you've got the Discord app. That should all work for you there. Some people do have trouble with it though, with that link, so you might have to copy the text from that link, whatever it is, www.discord.com, whatever it might be, and then paste it into your browser. Any old browser would do, and that normally triggers the link to work for there. And Kate as well, do you have any family links to America and or Scotland? Don't know. I know Wales on one side of the family, and there's a family story about a Canadian relative coming to London to track down some some stolen land, and he got run over at Liverpool Street Station. So maybe there's a connection like that. I posted a video on this. Oh, I'll have to check that one out. Do tag us in some things you might be interested in there. Nina as well, I've seen the pyramids. It's not what I expected. They look remote, but it's surrounded by town. Yeah, it's weird how close, because they take it from the shot, because they're right on the edge, aren't they? I've not been, and that is my list, like, got to go before I die. Got to see those structures there in the flesh, but they're right on it, aren't they? On the edge of Cairo. Sit on 0 point energy, against sort of stuff that Tesla was talking about, which is all EM frequencies and stuff, isn't it? And bearing in mind the pyramids were more than likely subterranean, which a lot don't realise. No, I know there's certain elements to them, but the pyramids move essence and have arcs for ships to... I went to the next message. Lawrence, I don't think the pyramids are being looked after enough, so I think it would be anticlimactic. I agree with you there. Just don't... Oh, thank you, Ridley. That's very, very kind of you, sir. We're going to be doing our next Patreon deep dive on the 21st. That's going to be looking at the ultra-terrestrial paper from Hal Potoff. So that's going to be a good one there. So thank you, Ridley. Do appreciate you there, and I hope to see you live for that one. But if you can't catch them live because they are a bit late, might make them a bit earlier, but we'll see. But if you can't, then the past ones are up to view again. There, do appreciate you there, guys. So that's Elon is as inquisitive as anyone. He's definitely inquisitive, yes. There, Pluto. Elon is very clearly on the subject that if he knew anything, he would come forward and write. Yeah, so he definitely claimed that, didn't he? And I'm not one for trusting people's words. I'm more looking at their actions, and I definitely think I think his attention would just go. He wouldn't be able to fake it. You'd start to see them totally not look at Starship, basically. If he thought was the case there. Where are we? I'd like to go to the museum where you can see ancient Egyptian artifacts there. Oh, I went to the British Museum the other day, last year. Thought I hadn't been. I don't know if I'd ever been, but I thought that would be a good shout to go. And oh my god, actually, I mean, as a kid, you get dragged around these things. You go, yeah, I've seen this before. But actually going there, really paying attention, looking at the detail of now all the things that we talk about, the precision and things like that. And oh my god, like as you see it, it's just amazing. Some of that stuff there, the precision of those statues there. We are all family here. We're the weird family, but the cool one as well there. Kate, we're talking mid to late 1700s in your family tree. Oh, I don't know. I've not looked that far back yet. I think a lot of people in the family have tried and given up. I think they just found out that we were all poor peasants, probably rotting away somewhere. I don't know, but that could be interesting. I'm going to have to get that picture for you because I want to know more. Very interesting to see that. 100%. One day, look into the significance of 117 is. I'm going to have to. I probably will forget, but I do want to look into that. Posh as a shoelace. Licorice shoelace there. How deep was the sea 1,000 years ago or 1,000,000 years ago? Well, they do know some of them, don't they? They can track it, I think, with the ice core data and like geology and things like that. So I don't know. It's a good question because I think where you're going with that is where's the shoreline? Because that tends to be where we build, isn't it? Our cities on the mouths of rivers into the sea, along the water for those transport routes. So if the sea was a lot lower, then those encampments are now going to be under the water. The Pleiades constellation is the 0 point nexus. Oh, so it all ties in with this. And King Toy, how you doing? He'll get fined $1 trillion. Me too, haven't even needed my cards. And I've got a page of info. What? That's interesting. One day as well, the Bible isn't a boat like measurements are coordinates and translated. That would work out interpretation there. the ice comet hit Earth, King Toy, and started life. But that is quite possible. Well, the fact as well that they do think comets actually brought all of the organic materials to Earth, because a planet actually in our position in the solar system shouldn't, and this is a new one that I heard, shouldn't have as much organic matter as it actually does. So they were all deposited here initially, and then maybe, these other actually brought microbes and stuff there that then could survive. That's the panspermia, bringing pre-existing life over. It's very, very interesting, isn't it? Mount Sinai. Oh, Mount Sinai. God, there we go. Get there. It's the Great Pyramid of Giza. Okay, Raphael. I know the name Raphael. I do love how, when you get these convergences, between, a theory here or a technology and an ancient civilization, and just like, it's brilliant. It's like unwrapping presents at Christmas there, so I love that one day. It says here, Ed, how you doing? Good to see you, matey. And you too. We're doing another alien radio signal hunt tonight. We probably won't be on much longer, sadly, though, because we're doing a bit earlier at the minute. We might try shifting. We're doing 8 till 10, unless it's a really clear night for a skywatch. But we might shift it 9 till 11 at some point. We're going to see. I'm going to do this week 8 till 10, and then we're going to be doing, try maybe shifting the hours again, because we were, obviously with summer, not getting dark until like 11:30. We were initially on for much, much later on in the night there. And Pluto, what about the psychogenic universe? Perhaps the mind can travel through space and time there. So is this like sort of the world that people tend to go to when they through those psychogenics, they're like DMT, psilocybin, all that sort of stuff? Because that is, again, it's fascinating in of itself. It really, really is. That people consistently talk about the same sort of experiences there. It's all. I totally agree there. Totally agree. I think it's probably just different people with different experiences and different skill sets trying to interpret the same problem, but there's that underlying. It's all. I could totally go with that one there for one day. Yeah, but it's very interesting. I also think as well that those sorts of things there that. And possibly the bit that maybe interests me a bit more, because I had that interest in psychology, is that it appears to me that those experiences, it kind of gives you a graphic interface with your mind there. So rather than doing trying to learn things through repetition out in the real world there, or if you're out in a therapist and you're opening up things and trying to fix parts of your mind. A lot of people report beneficial experiences from those drugs and those experiences. And from what I've heard is, it basically it allows you to go into your mind and physically see and change things like that. It's like that graphic interface. So it's kind of like, I suppose, the equivalent of going from the old DOS computers there, you'd have to type in the line of code exactly, and exactly what the file extension was, exactly what it was you were looking for. You'd have to put that in exact to like a Windows computer there, where you've got icons and you can go, well, I think it's going to be in that folder. And, you can navigate like that. I think it's kind of what it's trying to do there. They are mapping. Yes, there's a group, isn't it, that they think they've got like a stable version of DMT apparently, which they can therefore, because I think DMT is quite fleeting normally, and it's difficult to kind of dose up, but they've got this stable version, so they can kind of keep people in the state under a controlled sort of setting for however long they want, basically. And they were talking, when I heard an interview with this guy, that they've got this version. They wanted to send in mathematicians, scientists, artists, musicians, everybody to kind of go in to this space and use their understanding and skills to kind of map the environment. So isn't that really cool? Day one's right. I do my research. I don't hypothesize. Excellent. And yay. Possibly, King Toy. Not allowed to tell us. Simon, me is off to bed. We're going to be off too, Simon, but thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you later on in the week there as well. And one day, the ley lines, the pyramids sit on our wormholes as well. And Joseph, how you doing? Good to see you in, matey. Sorry, we're going to be coming off in a second, but it's good to see you. Sunday's good. Yeah, well, it's a Sunday. It's work tomorrow, though, so never that good. I hope your Sunday is well, though, Joseph. And Tesla's new. All of the, yes, so Tesla getting lots of connections to that one, I think. We don't really appreciate him or really understand him. Maybe we're that far from it where we've gone culturally. Right, I'm going to be winding up now then for the night, but you guys have been absolute legends. I appreciate you, all your questions, your answers, your knowledge that you're sharing, your personal experiences too. It's the big buzz that I get out of this, hearing all of this from you guys. So massive appreciation there. If you've been tapping away, liking and sharing again, Burn Compact community, thank you there as well. And our mods, thank you guys for keeping it awesome. Running things and all that, so a big love to you guys. Full of roast there. That sounds good to me, Joseph. But thank you guys for all that. You guys are legends that are there, and thank you gifters, subbers as well, helping us improve the stream. Patreon as too, and all that. So remember to join us on our Discord, link in bio for that, or you can watch our old stuff again over on Patreon there, or pick up from our TikTok shop and the real life stream stickers there, and help keep Alan into the lifestyle that he's become accustomed. Anyway, night, guys. We will see you tomorrow evening. I never know. It might be clear. Probably not. But we'll see you then, guys. Thank you, everyone, so much. Yeah, we'll catch you later. No. And TikTokers, not TikTokers, YouTubers, you get me for that extra second.